So, hello everyone, and welcome back to Dungeon and Dragons. Where we left off last time, we have ventured forth deeper within Naya's previous home, found her father's body, or what was left of it, buried it in the yard. Then did a bunch of shady stuff and stole a bunch of stuff because he's a klepto now.
He always was.
Y'all went deeper within the house to find pretty much a bunch of notebooks, a bunch of paperwork. Found out that Michael had done a bunch of things.
Not poggers.
Some of you learned about a person in a book named where is that name? I know that name. Some of you found, I think two people in particular, learned of the name Xander Crossfield.
Hey, I know of Xander.
Yes, be careful.
So that was discovered. Apparently, Michael had been researching that. And upon y'all's research, y'all ran into some horrible-looking abominations and then stumbled across this small little dark elf girl who was tattered, bruised, cut up, bleeding with bandages on her.
And she ain't got no feet.
Her feet are pretty much not feet. The best way I could describe it to Noah is
no
there's
feet.
There's a race in Final Fantasy that I pretty much said that's what her feet look like.
I thought it was the Powerpuff Girls.
Yeah, that's also pretty good. Yeah, she ain't got no feet. But she
That
walking
nubby.
around. She got little nubbies.
Raven.
She is currently not actually in combat, but you guys aren't technically in combat yet.
We're just vibing.
Y'all are vibing. Y'all just got there. But let's go ahead. We already have initiative roll. Butters was currently in the bag of holding this whole time. You guys also fell down after Ray failed a dex save with a natural 1.
And she broke her arm on the fall.
Yeah, broke her arm. So we'll take time to heal. It'll heal back. If y'all had a cleric in the party, it would actually make it a lot easier. Y'all would just be able to...
Clerics are cringe.
Clerics are not cringe out there.
Clerics are cringe, and you know it.
Well, we
Pretty
just need to
sure
get
every one of us
clerics.
have at least 3 potions on us at any given time.
Clerics
We don't
haven't
use
been good since the first edition of D&D.
that. Okay, whatever.
We need to just get 4 clerics and
Yeah,
make
don't you
them
know they could make a cult?
How dare you guys. Alright,
What?
without further ado...
But with further ado,
Oh, with further ado. That is fair also. You guys ready to start D&D?
Yeah.
I was
Who's
born
going
ready.
to- Oh god. Just going to do a quick perception.
I do have
I'm
to
pretty
real
sure-
quick
actually,
say.
Do what?
I do have to real quick say that I am with family, so if it gets a little rambunctious, I apologize.
You're fine then.
It's good. It sets the stress of the moment.
Oh
It's because
god.
I'm in the middle of the woods with my family.
Wait, you're playing D&D in the fucking woods? You're gonna get mugged. They're gonna take your character sheet.
That's why I have a knife, my guy. I have a dragon knife. They'll never touch me.
That's not gonna
See,
stop them. You're just flexing that you're a virgin.
He's
I
holding his
summoned
character
Tiamat.
sheet, and he's out in the middle of the woods next to a campfire, so when his character dies, he can immediately burn the sheet. It's actually efficient.
I'm
That's
just gonna set my
actually really
laptop in the
based.
fire.
Based if true.
As the small child, where we had left off, as the small child points forward, Naya, you see this big, leathery kind of tendrilled creature. It's got a split down the course of its face towards its stomach, where the base of its legs would be. Instead of legs, it's just a massive arms reaching up and grabbing. It's kind of like a blob, and it currently has no eyes.
Well, that's...
Currently, it will gain eyes mid fight.
Aw. And as she does that, she's going to... You guys see her kind of scurry off behind a rock.
Well, goodbye, I guess.
She's going to steal your eyes. Sorry.
Like,
My eyes are compound. I don't think they want those.
I think they'll take any of them.
guys, you. Okay, just real quick, roll a perception check before we start this.
Percepciones.
See what y'all are perceiving. I want to see what you guys' magical eyes are seeing.
Ooh,
Nothing.
I got
I am
a
seeing
I got a humble perception roll. The
Maybe
humblest.
Start seeing things.
17.
Okay.
And my
I'm gonna
perception
pass
roll
a
humbled
passive
me.
Perception of 1,000.
I've only got 3 people who are seeing this right now.
Oh, I'm one of them then.
You are one of them.
Dep.
Alright. And Drake doesn't see it. Okay. So, Zali, Xander, and Darlin, you watch as, you watch as y'all
Alright.
see out of the corner, you see this slimy creature begin to kind of slump forward, right? And as it gets closer, you see the fleshed abomination essentially move forward, rip it apart with its like tendrilled arms. It picks it up in the air, and you see it just, and the creature is just no more.
Oh, damn.
Oh,
That-
that's terrifying.
That is its turn. So, best of luck.
Ants pissed.
Ooh, how scary. It moved 5 feet and killed something.
I didn't say it was
Instantly.
fast.
No,
Darla, you're up. Best of luck.
don't get ripped apart.
I forgot, I gotta get her character sheet up. Wherever it is.
You just hear the panic flipping of a knife.
Dollar is gonna move up behind this rock right here.
What are you doing?
Alright. This is it won't provide a lot of cover, but
It was here on the floor. I picked it up.
I'll say with the perception that you gave Darla, you would note
Right.
that it is relying on hearing and not seeing. So
Ooh,
Come in. Either one of them.
interesting.
Wait, that's
So-
what
Don't worry,
Darla was
halfway
able
through
to
the fight
perceive?
when it takes Azali's eyes.
Why do you want to take my eyes so bad? Would I have been able to
Yours are
perceive this?
special. Yours are compound.
That
Except
actually makes them
there's
worse than normal eyes if they're pseudo-compounded.
Yes, but they're cooler than normal.
How does this thing give a shit what's cool or not?
I'm going to use a bonus action to manifest my echo.
alright. Go ahead. It's already on the field. Zali Bottle,
Oop.
just so you know, your gun is also on the bottom left.
My Glock? My Glockenschblock?
Yep, just in case whenever you're ready to summon it, you know where it's at.
And I see. Is mending an instant spell?
It is an action, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, but is it instant? It's like it don't have to
What
be
do you
prepared.
mean? I mean,
I think. Wait, hang on. Because mending.
how
works
do you
for
not
grip-
have the casting type on it? How do you not have the
Hang on.
spell info?
Yeah, I'm confused why he doesn't have it.
Because I only wrote a piece of it down.
You
Eh.
gotta write the whole thing down, buddy.
No, it has a casting time of 1 minute actually.
Does it really? Okay.
Yes.
You're not gonna be able to do
Ah,
that during the
damn.
fight, bud.
I mean, you
That's gonna
could,
take
but
10
you're gonna be there for 10 rounds.
Yep. Just gotta play smart, not hard.
Alright, and then I guess I'll end my turn.
Alright. Zali bottles out. You're up, buddy.
So just to make sure I understand the point of the story, we understand this is, this may or may not, most likely be, Naya's mother, correct?
Uh,
I mean, I wouldn't say that we know what it is. I think Naya thinks that it could be.
Well, that's what Zally thinks.
let's rehash the information y'all were given. Y'all asked the small dark elf girl if there was another dark elf like her. She has taken you to another dark elf who she presumes is like her.
Whoa. Well, that's terrifying.
Ah,
Ah, I now have to learn fear.
You would have to be ridiculous to figure out if it is.
hey, yo,
Alex, I
boys,
thought
we
you
got
already
a new
knew,
item
Pharaoh.
drop. We got a new item drop. Fear.
That's not.
That's the owl bell, isn't it?
We don't talk about that. That never happened.
Oh
never
God,
Tell
no.
yourself that. That's cute.
Is that the
That
right
Well,
looks-
it
spot?
happened, and it might happen again.
No.
We don't talk about that.
Holy dokely.
And then I'm gonna set my little boy right here.
Right?
And this is the one that shoots bolts.
Okey-doke. Got them bolt shots. baby.
Wait, would Sally have been able to perceive this thing as operating on sound?
Let me look at your perception roll.
His was 20.
No, mine was 15.
Was it? Ooh.
Yeah, because you met it. If you want to relay that to others, you can. But I mean, you guys were also not quiet when y'all were coming in.
I see.
So,
Well, it's gonna hear us on sound, so please don't be too obnoxiously loud like we always are.
Just
I'd appreciate it.
No, I'm just
So in
kidding.
other words, you want us to talk in our heads?
Not always, but sure. It gives me a headache sometimes when you guys talk.
is there anything else now they bottom?
What else could I talk about? Can I scan it?
By golly, yeah, sure.
Wait,
I think-
is scanning a free action or a bonus action? I feel like I always ask this.
It's a free action.
Alrighty, here we go. That's the wrong number. Well, I don't think I saw a whole lot.
You gained no new knowledge. of this
Damn.
creature. Real quick question, personal question. How far does your vibe check go?
It's my vibe check can only give me the vague information of what everybody in the room feels. So I can't tell exactly what anything comes from. If there is a very aggressive bad vibe, it would probably hurt, but I wouldn't be able to like directly comprehend it.
Dola's on edge.
Well, Zolly Bottle, I'll give this to you real quick. Your vibe check is telling you, from this direction, it's a strong sense of anger and hate. However, there is a soft, bitter sadness within
Oh.
that you feel.
Oh, it's just like my drunk dad. He didn't drink.
It was of loss and longing anyway. Just to help you out there, because I was trying to help you because of your race. Anyway.
Oh, please don't be another sad thing. I don't want it to feel bad today.
Is that all you got for me, buddy?
That's all I've got for now. I don't think I can run, because dashing is the bonus action, right?
Yes. Well, no, dashing is. I think dashing is your full action.
Yeah, but I thought the whole thing was that you can't dash. I can dash?
No, you. What have you done have you done an action?
I have not done an action.
Then yes, you would be able to use your action to dash.
Wait, that would require running really fast. I'm not doing that. I can tell this thing makes sound.
Okay.
So, never mind. Feet in place.
Alright. See where I can go. Yo, Dylan, I'm joining your echo.
Oh,
Oh boy.
the echo pats you on the head.
Ah.
Wholesome in these dire times.
and kind of gestures to be quiet.
I shake my head.
SMH.
Facepalm.
I'm gonna use an action to transform into a box.
My man just said go gadget box form? What?
No, he's pretty much being Snake.
No, he is the box. Your Echo is now Snake.
Let's see here. Let's see. Box. I'm helping you out here, bud. No one, me. Has to look up a box.
You know, look up box stats or box thing token.
Hang on.
Box.
I got it. It's kind of funny that I type in box and they gave me everything that's not a box. You like they've given me more spherical items than anything. What? Roll 20. What are you doing? All right. Here, this will have to do. So, Darla, as you're peeking over the corner, you see Xander's body shift into this of a box.
Oh, Lord.
Ooh.
Lord have mercy, which he does not. Here you go.
Damn.
You should be able to control it.
God's kind of a bitch here.
Let's go.
Roll me a stealth check as you've transformed into a box.
Alright.
Oh Lord, what did I press?
I gotta move him out the way so I can get my character sheet.
Uh-oh.
Stealth.
Uh-oh. That's not good.
What happened?
I accidentally did something bad. Hang on, I have to leave the game real quick.
Oh,
You
snap,
go.
the end's gone. There's no attack.
The box killed me. The box is what killed me.
Oh
I
my.
accidentally deleted my whole rolling chart, so that
Eat
was
rub
really
rub.
bad. I don't know how I did that. Anyway, it's back now. So, what was your? Oh, okay. Let me see its passive real quick.
I mean, it's
Uh,
pretty blind.
It's got. Do you not see the two massive ears behind the hands? It can hear.
That's fair.
You see its body, because you did not. Oh, I'm sorry, buddy. You see its body twitch, and its ears perk, and the hands kind of start like doing like. If you've ever seen the Konosuba hand movements, kind of like that. The hands are like erratic, and the tendrils are whipping. It looks as though it notices this way. Anyway.
Alright, I scan.
Yep. Sure can.
What was the thing again?
Perception.
It's perception.
Perception.
You just use your perception modifier, yeah. With a 6, you have learned nothing new about this creature.
Alright. That'll be the end of my turn.
Got it. Right. Runihara. Yes, I'm Runihara.
Oh, I forgot one thing.
Yeah?
That could a bonus action that could do.
What is it?
Wait, is it a bonus action to summon the ghosts?
I think we have it set up as a bonus action, and it also counts as a bonus action to make them attack. If I
Ah,
remember correctly.
alright. I'll summon one of them.
Okay. Oh boy, I'm having to. Scroll. Oh, why are they all the way down here? I'm gonna have to like draw you some. Hey. I have to draw you some astral wigglers. There you go. Where do you want them? You'll be able to control it. Here you go, Eli. Boop, you can control it now.
Let's go. They have 15 feet of movement.
Mm-hmm. They have to stay within 15 feet of you, so keep that in mind.
Okay. I'll throw that's okay. Now this is the end of my turn.
Okey-doke. Right. Runihara is going to, what do you want me to do?
Smash.
Works for me. Runihara will... How far can I move as her? 30? Oh, okay.
69 feet.
Exactly 69, not 70.
55, 30,
No, the last split is for flexing.
and I will. She will bonus action rage, and that'll be her turn for now. Try not to kill her. Sorry, guys. Drake, you're up.
Okie dokie, my turn. I'll be right back. Hold on. Not you guys. Hold on. Sorry, they were calling me.
We're holding on.
You're fine.
Hold on. Anyway, so me. Wait, hold on. That's not me. Me here.
Here.
Me here.
Okay.
I'm going to rage. I'm going to invoke the silent rage.
All right. As you run up to Darley, you stub your toe purposely on the rock of the ground. Just the ground.
You
in
just
general.
see, you just see a
Rage.
singular tear as my eyes start glowing.
Bruh.
And in rage, I am going to hold my hand out and hit it with a key blast.
Oh. 16 does not hit. You charge up your beam, and as it goes forth, the creature whips its head almost as if it heard the noise coming towards it, and barely moves out of the way.
I'm just going to look at it while enraged and just sweat.
Rightfully so. Alright.
That ends my turn.
Okie doke. Slime Shady, you've just come out of the bag of holding. You have no clue where you are.
And you really just got out of the pan into the fire real fast, didn't you?
Yep. Butters?
Yes.
You've just come out of the bag of holding. You've seen Ray, which is Drake's daughter, with a broken arm inside the bag of holding. And now, as you've come out, you see this big black tendril creature before you.
I would like to throw a rock at it.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Oh boy.
Let me see how far away you are. You're just wanting to throw a rock at it, yeah?
Yes.
Alright, pick up a rock and throw it. Give me a strength check, sure.
What?
Since you're all the way back here.
How big of a rock?
Yeah, how big is this rock, buddy?
Hand-sized. Smaller than that.
Roll me an investigation check real quick, yeah? See if you can find a rock. Find some debris laying around. You don't find but like a few pebble-sized skippable rocks across water size.
Close enough.
Alright. Okay, I'm gonna count this as your action if this is what you're gonna do.
That's fine.
Okay. Naya, as you're standing there, you see Slime Shady come out of the bag, picks up a small rock, and throws the rock above your head. It hits Drake upside the corner of his head and just falls in the water, doing nothing to Drake.
Oh
You just hear
no.
a nice scoop-room.
Nice.
If Dollar had flash, it would be sweating.
You can astral project as if you are sweating.
Butters, you can still move if you want.
Sure.
Is that all you got, buddy?
Not like that.
Okay. Naya, it is your turn.
Okay, I'm gonna move here.
Yep.
I'm going to attempt to hide
Yep.
as a bonus action. Give me to roll that fat stealth check.
Failure.
Huh?
Nothing. Your hair looks nice.
Okay. You want me to roll stealth?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I was waiting for, I think.
Hole 13.
You get behind the rock and you think you've made no noise.
I was so stealthy. Or I was so sort of stealthy that I couldn't even hear any noise that I made.
Damn.
Wasn't the best, buddy. You kind of like did the whole like, you know,
A raw 7.
superhero slide, like the superhero slide into the rocks or the rubble there. You're like,
And then I will attack with the arc bow.
oh boy,
Got a 27 to hit.
27 will hit.
Jesus.
That'll be 12 piercing damage.
Well, piercing damage.
You got a +9 to that?
Yeah,
That's disgusting.
I don't know how, honestly. And I'm getting 4 from my dex and 2 from
Hang on one
proficiency.
second.
Where's the
And
extra
1 from
4?
magic.
1 from magic. What do you mean?
You got 4 dex, 2 modifier, 2 proficiency, 1 magic.
1 magic bonus.
I don't know.
Okay, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Handsome.
Okay. Alright. Let me do that real quick. Let me fix this here. Boop, boop, boop.
Mm.
Also, thank you for the compliment. Appreciate it.
I'll always be honest.
Suck up.
Alright, is that all you
Well, you're beautiful too.
Not beautiful. I'm handsome.
No, you're pretty cute.
Yeah, that's all I can do.
Okay. Nikolai will go, and he will 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Oh god, he has only 18 health. I didn't realize that.
It would technically be
When did that happen?
Who's
it would
got
technically
18?
just be a 26
Nikolai.
instead of a 27.
He needs to get some milk.
I don't know what that +1 from the from magic came from, but it is a +2 bow, is what you told me.
Yeah.
So that's the mod. Just the 1 from magic.
Yeah, I don't know where the 1 came from,
And Nikolai will stay there, and he will.
so
hold
I got
his
rid
action
of that.
for if the creature comes near him. And now the creature will go. After hearing a noise, you guys see the creature look towards this way, and after all the other noise it heard, and it just begins to go. My mom's
Lord.
outside my door, so that's going to be kind of awkward to explain later. Anyway.
You moaned in
5,
fear.
10, 15, 20. Oh, hang on. There we go. 20, 25. Sorry, I almost moved it a little too close. Alright. And now, we are going to use our flesh whips.
Delicious.
Oh.
This is a multi-attack. So, we're going to swing out against the box and the floaty thing.
Oh,
It can reach up to 10 feet, by the way. It's 5, 10. So, here we go. This first one's going to be towards the echo.
Oh.
Let me find it. This is going to probably hurt. How, Indy? Oh, I see.
oh
I've
what
done
the
bad.
is
One DE 20.
Yeah.
Rolling 1.
Darla, does an 11 hit it?
Nope.
I
You
love
got
that.
saved from that DE.
I love how it didn't like it didn't it didn't have an error because it didn't understand anything. It's just like, nah, he definitely meant just roll 1.
Yeah. Right. Xander, this
Yeah,
one's
I can't
going
believe
towards
it.
the
Crit
box.
failed.
I'm safe.
Alright. So, as the creature gets closer, it makes this horrible scream. And you see these fleshy whips just go. Just swinging out. Darla, your echo. Ducking and bobbing out of the way. And it doesn't even graze the box. It's just like it misses completely. So you got lucky, buddy.
I
It
just
would've
stood
hurt.
there.
You just stood there, man. Like, it was crazy. Alright, let's see here. After that, that is its turn. So, Darla, you're up.
Okay. We'd like to scan it, boss.
Go ahead.
Ooh.
Learn nothing new about this creature.
Okay. So Dollar will move up 5. And our Echo will move up 5. And I will attack from where my Echo is.
Okay.
Does a 17 hit?
Right on the mark. So, roll me some damage.
22.
22.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Is that all you got for me?
That is all Dollar has.
Okay. Zali Battles Atu, you're up.
Oh shit, it's my turn. What the fuck is the rage on my Eldritch Cannon? Oh, I hate this knowledge. Ooh. I just wanted to do a shooby shooby in the shoot, but I don't remember how far I gotta shoot. You know? 120 feet. That, I think, is within that range instantly.
Yep, that's 55 feet.
But I'm gonna pull some ballsy maneuver, and I think I can set this thing to move as far as I go. But I'm gonna go here. Yeah, that's the plan. I'm gonna shooby my doobie right here, and I'm gonna shooby this thing's doobie right here. And then I'm gonna hit it with that skitty bada. And we're gonna shoot that thing first.
Okay, show me what you got.
I don't think I have this set. It's a ranged spell attack. I'm putting math in my head.
Just remember, you guys haven't had a rest since the last fight, so...
I'm keeping note of that because of my Echo.
Ooh, 15? Does not hit, my friend.
I will shit. Well, at least it makes noise over that way then, so it'll be distracting enough.
Shoot off and just bing, 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 bing.
Oh, she swatted it away. That don't work. What is what's my distance on Mind Sliver?
That's a good question.
It's not that far, I know. 60 feet, never mind. Yeah, I'm gonna try a Mind Sliver on it.
Alright.
Once again, the little purple spike shoots out of my skull, glowing. And they have to make an intelligence saving throw.
Not proficient in intelligence saving throws. Let's see here. Okay, now you're just making fun of me.
Roll
How is
the...
that possible? How is that possible? I didn't hit that. Dang it! Okay, well, I failed. I'm pretty sure I failed. 'Cause I
No,
didn't get anything for that.
Damn. So now I get to roll a d20.
Yep.
No, I get to roll a d6. It's not that big damage yet.
Could
It will be eventually.
be. 3 damage.
And then I would like to try and scan it one more time.
Okay.
Well, never mind. My apologies for even considering.
You look at the creature. If it had eyes, it looked at you in disgust, and you start to sweat.
I'm scared. Fear. I locked its brain, and this is what I get.
You could always try to pry deeper if you want. You feel like it, buddy.
What does that even mean? I don't know. That's not how the Mind Sliver works. Are we upgrading Mind Sliver?
No, I just mean your overall vibiness later on.
You know what? I can make an action and just try and read this thing's mind.
don't see why you wouldn't be able to.
That's kind of pog.
I gave you enough information to imply something was there. Anyway, that would take an action though, so just
I'll
keep that in mind.
think until his head bursts.
Yeah. Is that all you got, buddy?
That's all I got for now.
Okay. Xander, you're up.
Just be
Box
careful you don't want to split your brain.
All right. Well, quick question. So I'm assuming you know how mimics they have like teeth and stuff on the inside. So I can have my arm come out, right?
Yeah, I imagine you could have your arm come out of the box. I will say this.
You're dragging yourself out.
For the simplicity of
No.
your disguise, if you get hit, your disguise is probably going to fail.
Okay.
I imagine you're going to come out of your disguise.
I'll ask if I can roll to keep in disguise.
That'll be, I believe, a constitution check.
All right. Oh, I'm gonna use my grenade.
Oh, God.
What? You just have a grenade? Oh,
My
dead ass?
magic
You don't?
grenade. My magic hand grenade.
I have a grenade. It's not just a dead ass
Oh,
frag.
this is your-
I'm not
this is
stuck in
your
a
first
frag.
time- This is your first time using that.
What do you mean? He just has frags on deck.
No. It's like magic missile, but it's a magic grenade.
Oh.
So he just has a
Essentially-
plasma grenade then.
Pretty much.
Cleansing flame.
Alright, roll me the damage because that ignores my AC.
Has a range of 120 feet and a 5 feet explosion.
Snake can't throw from under the box. Just saying.
That's why I asked if I could just pull my hand out and just yeet it.
Yeah, you don't really have to roll to attack because I know that's.
It's always gonna be there.
Okay. You onlookers see as the box opens up and you see a hand throw out a magical sphere of arcane energy. It goes above the creature's head and down on top of it, exploding in force damage.
How big of a radius does that have?
5 feet.
Okay.
How
Oh.
big be a square?
He said 5 feet.
Is it just a 5 feet?
So,
I've
yeah,
never had
It's a
something
3 by
special
3
for it.
square.
I was making sure Darla's
Okay.
echo didn't get hit.
Yeah, no, your echo's fine.
Also, I actually can turn that off.
Turn what up?
The roll to hit.
Oh, okay.
But if I turn it off, how am I gonna know if I hit a
You're-
crit?
You're fine. Just keep it on. Okay?
Get the crit damage.
You're fine.
I mean, I don't think you can crit with things that are
Do
guaranteed
force
to
damage. Yeah.
Oh,
Well, I
no,
would
okay.
say do force damage. There are things that do force damage that aren't insta hits.
Well,
It's not
these are
unique.
insta.
Yeah,
these are
I know.
insta hits, is what I mean. Yeah, these are specially made.
Yeah, I
Okay,
understand that.
Alright,
Like my force bow
I
or
was
my arc
scan
bow
the
with the
enemy.
force arrows.
My ballista. Wait, I have to roll for my ballista.
I just
Fuck.
scanned.
Huh.
You learned nothing new.
You learn that you're a bitch and Sally doesn't trust you.
Nah, that's something I already know.
All right. Is that do it for you, Zainari?
No. It's time for the little wiggler to hit.
All right. Bonus action.
Oh.
Regular attack.
And do a little acid splash.
All right.
It's an 11 hit it.
11 does not hit.
Well, it's missing the acid splash.
What is it, Noah? Who's freaking out? Is everybody okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
No one was freaking out.
Haven't freaked out yet.
Runihara will go. She will run up. And she is going to attempt to attack it. With her scythe.
I'm gonna wreck it.
So, this. Right. Boop. I hate you. Where does the E come from? What is happening?
Yo, 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 yo,
I'm
yo,
looking
yo,
over
yo, yo,
here
yo,
this time. I'm looking over here this time. I want to know. What? What the? Okay. There's something in my keyboard causing it.
So every time
I'm
you
not-
press D, it presses E as well.
Yeah. What the hey? I was so confused. I was like, there's no way I'm pressing that many times. Anyway.
Doubt. Press X for doubt.
Alright, well, you know what? Okay, well, Brunihara misses. And I don't think she has an extra attack from what I'm looking at.
Yet.
Yeah, yes. She's still raging.
Angry. Angry.
She will attempt to scan. Let's see here. What do you have to your perception?
Penis.
Penis energy.
Bum, bum, bum,
Big
bum,
dick
bum,
energy.
bum.
Compare that to small dick energy.
She does. Okay, well that's cool to know.
Wait, what?
Alright.
She does?
Let's see. For the sake of you guys, I'll say that Runihara has learned what the creature's AC is, which is 17.
Penis.
So,
That's a big number.
Am I back in time? Hold on. Hello? Am I okay? Sorry.
yeah, it's literally about to be your turn. Speaking
Oh,
of,
shit.
3, 2, 1, now.
No, actually, we
Oh,
just
shit,
passed your
my
turn. You have to
timing is
wait.
not here, my guy. What the hell?
No, we just skipped your turn, actually. We're going on to the next. It's now our slime's turn. Sorry.
No, it's fine. I went out and smoked and now we're ready. Now we're even more powered. Let's go.
My man took a boof in the middle of action. how are you supposed to be raging if you're smoking a boof?
Okay, anyway.
He's raging on boof juice, obviously.
That's not how that works.
I
Do we have any
mean,
information
I think
that
you'd
has
be
been
pretty
learned?
mad if you drank the water too.
The only information you've gathered, and this is because I'm having to Jaeger Runiara.
Jaeger bomb.
You guys have learned that the creature's AC is 17.
17? Okay, cool. I would like to roll perception first.
Okay, so you're scanning it?
Yes, I would like to
Okay.
scan the entity.
Got it. Alright, you can learn its health, you can learn what the flesh whips do, or you can learn about a special action because you're right above the special action tone.
Special action!
Yeah.
Let's go.
Oh, you want the special action?
Yes.
Alright, the special action is essentially this. With the Boon of Lucy, you can touch the creature and attempt to use the boon to dispel what is essentially attached to the creature.
Oh shit, I still have my boon.
You can essentially
shit.
cure this creature, however, it requires a DC.
Wait, but it's a minus 1d4 because my
Do I know
sliver
what
is still
that
in effect.
DC is?
Yes, it. Oh, yeah, you mind slivered, so yeah, I'd get a minus D4 to my. Yeah.
Do I know what that
That's what it
DC is?
Sadly, that would require a different scan, my dude.
Okay, okay. That's why I was asking. That's why I was
You
asking.
got that information.
Okay. Well, all this information is mighty fine there, giant entity that scares the life out of me. I'm going to move over here. Hello. And attempt to key blast again. Stop being, dumb. Anyway. Key blast. Level 1.
That misses.
Oh no.
Can you,
As this time your key blast charges up, and the creature it's almost impossible, but hits it out of the air, essentially just sending a ring into the ceiling.
Been denied.
And right before I end my turn, I'm going to use my other 10 feet of movement to just poop, poop, and that ends my turn.
Damn, we ain't helping this thing at all today.
Am I out of range for its sight?
So,
by
can
the
you
way?
repeat the information he learned from his scan?
Right.
Alright, so the special action that you guys have learned is essentially this. Those who have the boon,
The
those
boon.
who have the boon of Lucy,
Take my turn.
it will take a full action to put your hand on the creature and attempt to use the boon to cure the creature of what, essentially of its current form. There is a DC required to beat it.
It gets minus
But I
1
don't know what it
d4
is.
though.
Quick
But,
question.
Yeah.
Minus 1d4?
Yep, it gets it loses 1 d4.
Okay. Okay.
I got a question.
Here, I can roll that real quick if you want.
What are we rolling?
Okay.
Oh, that's good though. That's good.
That's good, so that's minus 3. You guys try to do it.
Come on, that means the average chance is gonna be 7. These don't stack.
Right. I have it written down. Yeah, they don't stack.
I can't. I mean, I can keep doing it, but it doesn't stack. I can only put 1 sliver at a time.
Yeah. Alright.
What if we all do it?
If you all were to
We all mine.
do it,
Can we get the DC down to 0?
if you were all to use the boon, it might be helpful.
No, I'm saying
Wait,
if
yo,
we
yo.
all use Mind Sliver, we'll get.
I haven't
Get the
taught anyone
DC
else
down
how
to
to use
0.
Mind Sliver.
I-
Not yet.
Yeah, but I've been holding on to it this whole time.
No, you haven't. False. I'm the only wizard here.
Why don't we use
I'm a wizard.
the boon on the little girl too?
Well, we don't know what's up with her yet. She could be fucked up, but we don't know.
I think. Can I put out my hypothesis?
No.
Okay. Dope. I'm gonna
What do
go
you-
back to smoking then. Fare thee well. I'll be back.
okay.
No, I was. It was a
He's
funny.
gone.
You're... Oh.
Alright, Slime Shady, it is your turn.
Well, I technically still don't know what the fuck's going on here, but,
Wait, if you didn't know what was going on here, I was the first plan of action to throw a rock at it.
I don't know. Why not?
Would you like appear if there was like a bunch of like ticking bombs around you? You'd be like, I'm gonna throw a rock at one of them. Like, was that the first response?
I mean, the rock was there, and there was something far away from me.
You had to search for the rock.
It was there.
You had to look for it though. It required a conscious decision to look for a rock of a specific size to throw at it.
What, you want me to throw a boulder at it? You want me to just, like, take a brick out of this thing and throw it at it?
Sure, why not?
Maybe.
Maybe. Alright, let's see if you can catch a brick then. I'm gonna move here. And I'll scan.
You're just gonna stand?
Scan.
Oh, scan. Okay. You've learned nothing new about this creature.
Fantastic.
Is that all you got, buddy?
I mean, seeing as throwing a rock at it wasn't the best course of action, yeah, I think I'm good.
Man, this is weird. The two guys who normally at the front lines are kind of hanging back. It's weird. It's a weird scenario I find myself in. Interesting. Alright. Naya, it is your turn.
Okay. Moving here. And I'm going to use 1 card of the Boon of Lucy.
Based.
Alright. Roll me a d20
Oh, please. What modifiers?
plus whatever your religion is. Also, plus
Oh.
2.
Well, hang on.
Or wait, no, I have it.
Hey, hang on.
Yeah, it's plus,
I don't
it's
have
a
my.
plus
Okay. Let me redo that after we get the bonus. Okay, cool.
3. Alright, so
It's proficient in it,
whatever-
basically.
you're rolling whatever your religion is, but on top of that, with the boon, it's a plus 2. +2 with it. So
So I'll just say +3, right?
yeah. If your
Since-
religion's 1,
yep.
then you do +3.
Hold on. Okay.
Fucking kidding me?
It was meant to be. God has decided for us. Whatever
Well-
religion you had, good one.
Pretty sure this is the only bet that I've ever had except for arm wrestling.
Dang. That 20. Let's go.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
the Archbishop.
It literally can't beat because it has a -3, so fattest dab on earth. Mind Sliver, the GOAT.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, even then, okay. So you want to know how big Mind Sliver was and came in clutch there? It had to be a nat 20 just to get that.
Oh, wow.
Hell
not,
yeah.
If not with modifiers. So
Yeah, so it had the DC was 20, right?
Yeah. All right. So I'm just give me a minute here, cause this calls for a music change.
My fat brain kicking the numbers.
My lord, my boy, that saved you a lot of time actually. Elon, hi buddy.
Guys, we
Here,
we
can you
beat
put
the
on-
session. It's over.
Can y'all put some nice music on, bud? There you go.
Some nice, wholesome music.
Yeah, some nice wholesome music.
I was
Naya,
wrong twice and he lets it over. Damn.
Naya, uncertain,
Yeah.
uncertain as you walk forward, you put your hand forth as a blue flame burst forth from your wrist, almost engulfing the creature. And as the creature slowly melts down, the hands on its head rips apart the upper torso, as if it's just ripping itself apart. And as the creature shrinks lower and lower, the blue flame pierces it. Also, guys, this thing had 500 and something health. I want y'all to know that. Anyway, the creature eventually comes to that of a woman. Where is it? I have it. There it is. All right. So I haven't showed you this picture, but this is essentially. Here you go. That's your mom.
Oh
It's
shit.
the first time I've ever seen this.
I know. I've had to keep it secret. Anyway, she's not that big. I just have it blown up so I can explain.
It's actually small.
They made you huge.
She's a giant woman.
Big.
All I wanted to do was see you
Don't-
turn into
Uh,
giant woman.
You see before you, your mother. Her hair now a white color. You see deep scars around her neck, just like that, where the flesh is like reformed now after being like removed. But as you look at her, you notice that there is a dullness to her eyes, and she does not see. There's this big scar across one side of the temple to the other, and her slit of her eyes are cut. She cannot see you.
Oh.
Mom,
Yo, will magic mushroom fix that?
and I'll reach out to her.
She reaches out nervously, and as she grabs a hold of you, she goes, "No, Naya, it's not you."
Mom, it's me. It's Naya.
She embraces you with a deep hug, and you feel streams of tears roll down her face. She holds
Naya
you.
is very deeply and grossly sobbing.
Aw. I thought I lost you. What's with your father? Where is he?
She just shakes her head.
She cannot see you shake your head.
I'm hugging her like what?
Fair
She can
enough.
feel
Fair
it.
enough.
She can't feel anything.
She holds you close to her chest, and it's tight. It's just a mother's embrace.
Yeah.
She is not letting go.
Oh.
Then she turns into a hideous monster and eats you. I'm joking. Anyway. Well, congratulations. You guys have done it.
Quickest battle in the West.
Naya, and she holds up her hand to you. You feel a small, kind of like token in her hand, and she gives it to you. She says, I don't know what this is, but it was, whatever it is, they used it. She places it in your hand and closes your hand over it.
Right, I will look at it.
As you look at it, it is one of the same. You've seen a similar design before in the token that Darla has. That is for the gate of the Feywild.
Ooh, the relic.
Whatever has happened, you can kind of guess that the gate stone was used to pretty much power up the experiment that was used upon your mother.
Oh shit. Hello.
Hey Drake, welcome back. We got a new monster to fight. Naya's mom.
Oh. I bet. Let me just instant transmission. What's going on over here?
Get back to your corner.
Alright, fine.
You see before you a tired, dark elf woman who is blind and currently has big, deep scars across her upper neck and back.
Oh dear.
Something to note, Naya, she doesn't look as though she's aged really all that much at all. But you can tell that she, it's one of those things where you can see she hasn't aged a lot from what's happened, but you can tell that mentally, when you look at somebody's face, you can tell that they're just so tired.
Yeah.
She is exhausted.
Are you hurt? Any unseeable pains?
Other than
Naya's going to pull a health potion out of her bag.
oh, she puts her hand over the potion and says, "No, my child. I'm fine. Save it. You may need it for what lies ahead."
Oh, I don't like that.
That man, I don't even think I can call it a man. She just begins to sob. He's a monster. The things he has done down here, the things I have seen. To children, men alike, women alike.
Then whatever happens, we have to stop him. Can you lead us to him?
I may not be able to, but is there a small child with you?
Yes. Do you know her?
Yes, she will call out, Skyla, are you nearby? And for the first time, you guys hear the small girl go, yes, I'm here. I need you to take can you get us to the safe room? I should, do y'all need to rest? Is there more than one of you?
No.
What? Is that you?
No, I have friends.
Hello.
You've made friends? And she
Guten
seems
Tag.
genuinely excited about that. So happy.
Makes it seem like I didn't have any friends in the Dark Elf village. Well,
I was scared that you would just not want to go.
oh, I wasn't I wasn't saying that in character.
Alright. So, Skylar, the small dark elf, will begin to lead you guys. Let me.
Okay, Mom. Before we continue, in order to not risk you coming to any more harm, I need you to get in our bag.
Oh, that's
Get
my
in the
part.
bag.
This is a really awkward way for this to end. Zali says he's crying a little. He's crying a lot. He's holding fucking Nikolai, and he'll just walk up with the bag.
I just want her to be safe.
I don't really know how to explain this, but we do have this bag here, ma'am. Also, your daughter's really nice. Thank you.
She raises an eyebrow at the bag note.
Get in the bag.
We have a bag that's like a
You came out of nowhere after not
pocket
seeing
dimension.
your mother in a while and just say, "Get in the bag." How do you think?
First, please, allow me, for the time being, allow me to accompany you. It's been years, Naya.
In the bag.
Yeah, which is why I would prefer it if I knew that you were kept safe.
We're going to a safe location, sweetheart.
I don't like the sound of that.
I'm going to zip the bag closed now.
She puts a hand on your cheek, Naya. I promise.
Okay.
As the party, for the meantime, you guys see Skylar lead you up the stairs and into a room, and I'm going to take you guys there now.
Dun 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 dun.
Not really a room. You guys will get to find your own rooms, I'm sure. But as you guys make your way up the stairs, you eventually find an area like this on the upper stairs. There you go. Just copy and pasted everything. In here, the light stones are still shown through the various rooms and whatnot. And as Skylar takes you guys across, she leads you into this room over here. If you see where she's at. This is essentially me saying, Noah, this is y'all's this is a rest area.
Yeah.
Been kind of before her full-blown transformation happened. This is where they've been kind of hiding out. In this upper, kind of more functioning area.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't have been able to tell us what is this place or how this was under the house for this long?
We're still on the ground, right?
Yeah.
Y'all are still underground. That's what I'm saying. The light that y'all see coming in is actually like where the
Rocks.
light is. There is windows gated off, and there is these light stones that are just glowing inward.
I need to collect more.
To answer you, friend of Naya, what is your name?
Oh, it's full name is Zalipado Andrives Zatu.
If she could see, she raises an eyebrow looking towards where, because she's holding on to you, Naya. She's like looking in your direction. She goes, "Can I call him Zoli for short?"
Of course. That's what we all call it.
To answer your question, Zoli, I don't know. We've never had we've never had a basement. It's a bit
told you.
To realize we even had one.
Just a bit of.
But the creature running the whole operation down here he has manipulated children, tortured men and women alike, trying to change everyone to his likings for a family he lost, but the families he tore apart. made it 10 times worse in his own madness.
Well, that's horrible.
He's been working on a way to bring himself back fully, apparently, before I was fully turned into that horrid abomination. The rest of the village, or what was left, I did what I could to keep some of us alive, and she kind of gestures towards Skylar. It was quite hard enough, as you can imagine. The last thing I remember was being shoved in this machine and my flesh being ripped apart and put back together again. Hearing multiple people screaming, a voice just trying to reach out, talking above each other.
Ugh.
It was horrible. Would not wish that fate upon anyone. But I'm so happy to see you, Naya. Well, to know that you're here. She smiles as she's holding on to you.
I was muted. Naya's just still hugging her tightly and crying.
Just a precious little bean.
Alright, you guys are currently in a safe area. All the rooms up here are open, so if you guys wish to explore, the map is y'all's. Or if there's any questions y'all have for anybody, that's also a thing.
Alright, well, time to look for items.
I'm still curious of using the boon on the little one.
Man, you're gonna really make me have to redraw art.
Well, I mean, I theoretically can't use it anymore.
No, you can still use it. I said as long as you're in this dungeon.
Yeah.
What happens after we go leave this dungeon? Where'd the boon go?
The boon will have wore off. Y'all will feel its pull wear off.
Damn, Goddess doesn't care that much, so let's take it back 10 paces.
Well, no, I did that because somebody in y'all's party could become even more powerful. Looks at Xander.
What are you talking about?
A threat.
I'm gonna use the boon on Xander.
I'm gonna bash Xander to death one day.
Don't do that. Don't do that either.
He's gonna get put into a warp pipe and you'll never see him again.
The Wigglers reduced to nothing but ash.
Hold him down. We'll use the boon on Xander.
But use mine on you.
So, I'm going to assume
Don't you dare.
that Naya, you're resting with your mother, correctly?
Yeah.
Alright. Now just kind of sit on the steps, resting, waiting. For anybody who is looking around exploring, and y'all want to roll an investigation check as y'all explore, go for it.
Fine.
Yo, can I do a boon on the Wiggler?
What the fuck?
On your one Wiggler that's alive?
No, the one that's dead.
I don't think...
Have him? I would have said this. If you would have asked me earlier, before he died completely, I would have said yes. But since he is already dead and gone, I am sorry.
Oof. This room appears to be empty.
To be fair, I let y'all get away with a lot of stuff.
It's true.
I rolled 2 by accident.
Damn, I'm the only one with an IQ and it wasn't even that much. Oh, we're all heart-strucken.
Alright.
And Xander's just evil.
Alright, I'll say this. Xander, would you have been following Zolly in this scenario? While you're looking around?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm joining this group.
Actually, throughout all odds.
Oh, well, if I see you're following me, I'm loading the gun right now, and I just have it gripped in one hand.
I hope you
I don't appreciate being followed, pal. You weren't even creepy enough, and I watched you slink into a box first thing. And then you had grenades, which I have to build, and you just get to make them. So, at this time, I'm just waving the gun casually, freeform at you. So, 10 paces back, pal.
Nikolai tugs on you. Hey, Zalipa, we're all friends here.
I'm gonna like, you keep stealing from us, and I'm not those Ernie's our friend.
I think you guys need to, like, come on, please make up. You guys are friends. Y'all been through a lot. Right? Like, come on, that I'm practically scarred for life. I need a therapist after what I just seen.
Damn. Yeah, I do too. But I still don't trust him. And I request that he takes exactly 5 steps back.
Sally, what will it take for you to stop?
For me to stop watching you hoard shit and hide what you look like, and deny letting us see what you look like, and doing weird shit without any explanation as to why you do it, and for you to stop stealing things, and for things to stop mysteriously disappearing directly in association with you, and I think that's it.
Nikolai looks at you like, bruh. Like, he looks at you as only, like, genuinely, like, confused. Like, okay, that's a lot of standards that I didn't even think about, but...
Well, yeah, most people, this doesn't need to be requested of. It just kind of happens. This is the one person where these things are. It's like how I don't say, hey, Nikolai, please don't stab me in the leg while I'm sleeping. I don't have to say that. I trust you to do that, to not stab me in the leg. This guy, none of that.
I mean, if you want to know about secrets, he takes off the hat and shows you the back of his head. I have a weird crescent moon shape on the back of my head.
Oh no, that's adorable. Well, I think that's very cute, Nikolai.
Alright, as you two are in this room, looking around, let's see here.
Sally.
Let's see, because I have stuff that y'all have found.
I'll reveal one to you.
What, you're revealing something to me?
Yeah. I'm taking my mask off in front of you.
Oh,
shit!
the big reveal! These boys, go go!
Oh no, it's
And nobody's around to see it.
Well, Nikolai's there also.
Yeah, Nikolai's here.
Oh, fuck.
I've been through stuff that I don't even know of.
I'm going to... You're being finally supportive here, but I am also... He's going to immediately use a magic hand, and he's going to wiggle it in the eye socket.
Can I punch him?
It's...
Yeah.
As I am saying, I need to make sure this is not an illusion, pal.
You couldn't ask if you can't. You just go and do it.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's coming from the guy who's trying to pocket the 1,000 gold immediately. I am the one who needs to ask first. Mr. Steals first, ask later.
I think it's just a kleptomania. I don't think we can control that.
Yeah, we can. It's called tying his fingers.
I mean, Nikolai looks up.
We could tie your fingers. You still got
you call
magic hand.
Do you call them fingers or do you call them bones?
Well, I would call them ligaments at that point.
I don't even think he has ligament. Wait, now I'm confused. Nikolai sits down on the ground.
We could say that technically I am going to zip tie your phalanges. Is that better?
What's a phalange?
Oh,
Zip
so
tie.
Nikolai, you see the bones inside each part of your fingers, up to the knuckle. Each of those are called a phalange.
Does zip ties even exist in this universe?
They weren't called zip ties. I think they were called... I don't remember the name, but they existed. They were just made out of hemp instead.
Alright, what I'm gonna do. So, you two, this is Zalipuddle. As you're looking through the room, this is what you find. You find 2 things, and, Xander, you find a thing as well. I'm doing this. I'm just going to send it to you guys what you found. as opposed to saying it out loud because I'm tired of people attacking each other. I hope that is fair.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna attack him if it's just not thieved.
I feel betrayed, Eli.
What do you mean?
You revealed yourself to someone else other than me.
To be fair, I went to do it to Drake first, but
He didn't notice.
he didn't know.
Yeah.
Drake, you can. Yeah,
Okay.
that could have been for her.
It's
If
fine.
you got her out of the bag.
Yes, I wanted to say it, but nobody heard me.
Okay, sorry, buddy.
It's fine.
Okay, so those are the things you found. That bottom one right there is a lacrium, by the way.
Pardon?
That's delightfully devilish, Seymour. Thank you.
Yeah, that bottom one's
Excuse me?
a lacrium. The top one is what it is. Let's see here. Let me get not Zollypoddles, Xaner. Let's see here. It's take me a minute. So throughout everything, you two find these things in the chest. It's not the same thing, but let's see here. May have to. I'll just copy it. It's fine. I'll just copy it for you. Make sure you read that carefully. By the way, Zolly, what you're about. Not Zolly, fuck, Eli. Because this one's special. But.
Oh.
So that's that. Let's see here. So Ray.
Right.
Find what Ray finds here real quick. I have to pull up the magical chart yet again. The magical lacrium chart.
Oh boy,
Oh boy.
the small child's getting a lacrium.
Mayhap.
There you go.
Delightfully devilish, indeed.
Well, Drake doesn't even have a lacrium.
Oh.
Don't feel bad. I've got 3 empty lacriums and I still ain't got my lacrium table.
For what it's worth, you've got a Candace.
No.
Do you do?
No, I know that one. No.
No, it's the name of your daughter, right? Is the name Candace?
Nope.
No.
Okay, but I'm just wrong.
Alright, and for Drake. I'm sorry that this is taking a minute, guys.
No, this is based.
There you go. This is a lacrium. So, just so you know what it is. That's what the lacrium is called, and that is what it does.
Oh, is it called eucalyptus?
It's called eucalyptus. It's a
Eucalyptus
plant.
stick.
Yeah, oh god.
Whack on these nuts, got him.
So, Xander and Zollypoddle have, I hope, connected in some way.
I've still gotta ask him why he steals so much shit.
I think I already told you that. I think he's just a kleptomaniac.
Well, then you should get therapy.
What do you mean? I take stuff all the time. You just never see it.
Yeah, but you're not stealing from the rest of us. It's different.
I have never stolen from the rest of you guys.
The money you took out of the chest and tried to hide from the rest of us.
Did
and then tried to-
anybody own it in the first place? It was
it
in the
was-
chest.
I don't
You
know
didn't-
what you guys are arguing about. Naya got her share. I don't know.
Let's not mention the time, Naya took a whole chest to herself.
You saw me take it.
That is true. I did see her take
Yeah,
it.
you can go after them.
Yeah, because everybody
I'm
was
sorry,
okay with that. We were in the middle of. We were literally trying to discuss what to do with the wealth when you just started ripping it out of the chest to pocket it.
I did try to explain, but you shot me.
No, you literally tried to say that you deserved it, so you got shot for trying to steal it, getting caught doing it, and then I tried to justify it.
You just shot.
Yeah, because you tried to steal it, and then you tried to just say, "Fuck you, I deserve this." So yeah, you got shot for it.
Well,
As you two are talking, Nikolai's just over here ranking some stuff into the bag of
I hope he does. I mean, that's kind of cool. Because it's for everybody then.
I've never had a candelabra before, so you know.
It's pronounced candelabra. I need to work on my comment.
Darla,
Yes.
as you make your way through the marbled halls and look around, you don't find much over here. You see a few braziers. They're not lit. You see this one's got, it's you know, like right after a fire's been done for a long time, you just see hot ashes in it.
Right.
Yeah. But no danger. Just seems quiet.
Kind of peaceful.
Mm-hmm.
Just gonna kind of lay heel up against the wall and just theoretically rest.
Only in theory, though, not in practice.
In practice, my
Get no
man's
rest.
he's dreaming of having skin.
No.
She doesn't dream about what it's like to have skin.
I mean, she's had skin before.
But doesn't she want to kind of miss it?
Given how her new powers are, no, not really.
Damn. That's what I asked to be turned into a robot a lot, so I guess I can respect the decision.
Darla's a bit of a based woman.
Apparently.
She doesn't need much to make her pleased.
Maybe a few dragons. Anyway.
Damn it.
Butters, as you make your way down here, you find yourself a comfortable moss-ridden rock or well, I say rock, but it's just a piece of the ceiling that's fallen down, and it's a big boulder that's taking its place. Just a nice little spot to kind of hang out.
Fantastic.
Fantastic. Drake.
Yes.
As you and Ray make your way in here, she's kind of holding her arm. You know, it's bandaged up now. She makes her way as y'all are kind of looking into this small, kind of a greenery room.
Mm-hmm.
And you see her make her way to this fungus box. It's just a box that kind of grows fungus. Edible fungus.
Yummy.
And you see her kind of fidget with her bandage for a minute until she slumps down, and she sees something shining below the box, and she pulls out a lacrium.
Everybody getting lacriums. Let's go.
That's an interesting thing to find. I'm going to just crouch down, pat her on the head. I wanted to know. So, last room was when the Boon of Lucy disappeared, or is it after we leave here?
We're still in the dungeon, theoretically, so no, it hasn't dissipated.
Yeah, y'all still have more to go in this dungeon.
Would I be able to use it on her?
You most certainly could.
I would like to do so.
Alright.
So what do I have to roll?
Roll me a straight d20 plus your religion, and then add a +2. This will, however, get rid of your Boon of Lucy, so keep that in mind.
So 120 plus 2, got it. I have 0 religion. I am not a man of God.
Okay, so it's just a d20 plus 2.
Religion, you say?
The Legend of D's.
Nuts.
Alright.
It doesn't take much. As you reach out, you feel the warmth feel around your body as the blue flames emerge from your arms and hands. As you reach out and put your hand over the wound, you see where her arm, where the bone was, popped out. The bone slunks back in better. The skin covers over. It's still broken, but it's enough now where you see her move her hand. Like she can move it again. Barely, but she looks up at you and She smiles.
Happy moment, wholesome. Yes. I'm just gonna just quietly just smile and pat her head. That's it.
To what?
Just smile and pat her head.
Ah.
And I'm just gonna sit next to her and just take a moment to rest. Playing on the guitar.
She kind of smirks at you and says under her breath, "I suppose you could only do that once, right?"
You know me way too well.
She just kind of leans on your shoulder and falls asleep.
I have a question for Xander now.
Oh.
Is the hair fake or is that actually attached? Because I have
The
several
hair's
questions.
fake.
I was gonna ask because I didn't know. You said you went through some shit, but I didn't. I was gonna figure out how that kept your flow. I don't have. I don't. I don't have hair, so this doesn't make sense to me. But
I could take it off.
Also, Drake, yes, that would be with whatever dex mod you have.
Okay, cool. That.
You do the DC 10 plus whatever your dex
Yeah.
modifier is with it.
I'm making it on my sheet so I can use it when Ray needs it.
Okay. As a matter of fact, Zali Puddle, roll investigation check.
I have to investigate shit again.
Yeah, look over Xander. You're looking over him. You know, you're talking about the hair.
Investigation involves like an active touching and searching and flipping through things.
Well, just I don't know the difference between either. There's two of them. I get confused. Anyway,
Perception is staring at something, and then
yeah.
investigation is like I'm touching it and feeling it and like moving around.
It would have been perception. Sorry, that's my bad.
I will do perception.
Perception investigation.
I think that I'm still thinking about drawing the Glock, I guess.
Zali, as you look up, it doesn't take much to notice, but it looks like the mask is attached to the hair ever so slightly.
Well, I guess that at least he got us with me. That's a start.
As a funny note, remember, all y'all's faces were sized up when y'all were asleep by a small orc girl. Just saying.
What?
Yeah, remember, y'all had masks made.
She made them while she measured our faces to do that?
Yeah.
She couldn't just make a one size fits all?
Nope.
Oh, I've been violated.
Yeah, it doesn't feel right? It doesn't feel good.
Dollar just accepted that it was happening.
Oh, you woke up for it?
She wasn't asleep.
Yeah, me too. I was always aware as well.
Wait, so what do you guys do then? If we're all going to bed, what the f? You just sit there and wait?
You guys become Castiel from Supernatural. Congratulations.
They watch us sleep.
I don't like that answer.
I go and do stuff.
Oh, Steel, I get it.
Alright.
I mean, Dollar casually shopping, so. Terrible joke.
I don't know about you two, but I'm so happy that you guys have made some real progress today in becoming friends.
Yeah, we're definitely acquaintances. Sorry, I tried, Nikolai. I really did.
Zali, I think he's been very open with you. I mean, I don't think he's showed that to anybody, except maybe that he squints. He goes, maybe that orc. Maybe he knows something.
Yeah, maybe. No, I understand that I am the one who's paranoid here. But
Speaking of paranoid, I don't know about you two, but I'm wanting to go rest.
yeah, I might just pass out.
Should we get with everybody and talk about keeping a watch in case fleshy creatures? And he does with his little paws, you see him wiggling on fleshy creatures.
Does that mean it's? Yeah, we should probably set up an order for who's gonna get to sleep when.
Might be helpful. He found anything else in here, so as he pockets a potato that's not even fresh.
Oh, is it rotten?
It's kind of half
As long as it's not rotten. Rotten potatoes kill you.
Alright, I'm putting on this.
That's not like a joke. The smell of rotten potato actually is lethal to you.
Oh yeah, I know.
Oh yeah, I could imagine so, because I've dealt with them.
Nikolai is going to make his way out of the room and make his way down here.
Wait, Nikolai, what did you grab it here?
If you want to know what he's grabbed just a few things while you two were kind of talking and contemplating. He has grabbed a candelabra.
I love me a candelabra.
He has a
A
candelabra.
Is there another candelabra? Because I'll grab one too.
There's one right there.
I'm saying I got a candelabra.
Okay.
You got a whole can of them.
I got so many abras.
Other than that, he's picked up a bunch of random bits of what you can tell were rations in this room. Like pieces of bread, some cheese here and there. Mostly some vegetation that has grown from what you can only assume Naya's mom has tried to grow in the absence of them being trapped down here, not really knowing how to get out and trying to stay low and avoid other creatures that wander the halls. Before she was, eventually captured, that is.
Oh, okay. Alright, I'll make note of that. Also, wait, Dalton, did you actually say you worked with rotten potatoes?
Yes, I used to be a produce manager.
I'm just like, 'cause that's like, because you know what solanine gas does. Like, that's what the potato rot smells like. That's the same thing that makes nightshade poisonous. That's why it's so bad.
Ooh. Me and Noah both know what rotten potatoes smell like. It's very
That's
bad.
terrifying. I wouldn't want to deal with that shit.
It's just what you do, working in the produce department.
If it's rotted, you gotta get rid of it.
Yeah, but it takes so little to actually get you poisoned on solanine.
Oh.
That's why it's scary. I mean, I'm
Yeah, you'd
respecting
be
you for doing it.
surprised.
I'm just saying.
Dalton
Be
and I are
surprised how
actually dead.
much there is.
We fade from existence.
We had-
You have to get like 0.3% inhalation capacity to actually like die.
We used to have sink bowls of potatoes that we had to go through.
No,
Not even kidding, man.
this is not healthy.
I mean, we don't do it anymore
Understandable.
because we don't work as produce men anymore.
Now you guys are produce men.
Now you see as Nikolai has made his way back now. He starts gathering like bits of ration out of the bag of holding, and he's pulling them out.
We should feast today. I think it's deserving of a delicious feast.
He's pulling out some pans. He pulls out some flint and steel, and with a bit of sticks that are here, he begins to make a small fire, and he's just going to start cooking for everybody. Other than that, so you guys are essentially, do y'all want to take a long rest, or are y'all going to take a short rest?
Congress.
I vote for the long rest plus penis break combo.
Okay, yeah, everybody, let's go take a penis break. You gotta go play with your penis, or lack thereof one.
Follow the spirit.
It's time to fight like men, and that's all. Everybody go take a pee-pee.
I'll be back in a hot sec.
Same.
So, Noah. Noah's still here. Oh, God,
Yeah.
I didn't know if you had left yet.
No, not yet.
Oh, are you going to?
Maybe.
Okay.
But you said, why were you trying to get my attention?
Oh, I was going to ask, what did you think of your mom? Do you like her? Did I do okay?
I mean, I don't think I would be doing this if I didn't like my mother.
That's fair. Okay.
I'm kidding. Yes, I like her.
That's a lot of work. This is really hard. Like 5 different redraws, anyway. Was never satisfied.
Okay, same.
All right, I'm back. Alex.
Hello?
Oh, hey, Rin.
Hello.
Rin, I got a question.
Yeah, what's up, buddy?
Is this automatically attuned?
After this long rest, you can tune it. I don't think you have any other attunement items, do you?
I don't think so.
I don't think so, because your mask doesn't count as one. I think you don't, but how normally attuning works is once you've had a short rest, you can change out, or a long rest.
Oh, well, there's the talking doll.
Oh, yeah. So see, if you want to replace that, you want to replace the talking doll with that, you can do that.
Is this like a magic item he's attuning?
Yeah.
You can have up to 3 attuned at once.
I don't think you can this early level.
Yeah, that's just it never increases. It's just 3. Yeah. I think the only time it increases is if you take a feat for it.
Ah, okay. Yeah, so then you have 3 attunement slots. Yeah.
Alright. Also, I've just remembered a lot of stuff.
Real quick. It's already hot. Anyway, real quick. So, is everybody here? Are we on break?
Currently on a little
I'm
break.
back and I'm sexy.
Okay. Rin, are you here?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm having trouble hearing you, but...
Yeah, I'm sorry. Can I, Oh, and I'll be right back.
Oh.
Alex, I just
What?
remembered a couple things. When
What?
you asked me if I could show my face, that was in DMs when I gave you the ticket, that I will do anything one time, no questions asked.
There was another time in game that I asked it afterwards. But yeah, that was one of them.
I still gotta find that. I realized there could have been a whole entire course of events if you used that ticket earlier.
Rin Supple is done, by the way.
Well, you revoked my ticket anyways.
That was after you shot me. I mean, like before. You could have told me. You could have even said that I would not get any gold. I would do it.
Right,
Yeah, but that would require me to want. I wanted equality, not you being denied any money.
Alright, guys.
You didn't
will be
redeem
right
the
back.
ticket.
I gotta go speed eat my dinner.
Have fun. I hope
So
no.
sorry.
You should enjoy it. You should just bring it with.
Okay, I'll be right.
Yeah.
You-
I can't remember the pink-haired girl's name that's in the car.
Oh, I don't remember. It's a woman.
Yeah. I think her name is Sajuna Inui.
Her name is Misogyny. That poor girl never
Yeah.
stood a
Yeah.
chance.
Oh, Sajuna Inui.
There you go, babe. Alright, so is Butters and Eli still here?
Yeah, maybe.
I don't like the one where Power's peeing in the pool. That one's not Poggers. It's on brand, but it's
I know nothing about that, Drake. I only just got back from eating supper. which is normally cooked before now, but
Don't worry about it. We're taking your character on a ride.
my lord.
Zal used his wish spell that he pocketed when the DM wasn't paying attention, and we're gonna make a car,
Don't worry
and
about it, Drake.
we're setting you to the. I don't really pick the destination. We're just gonna set that to random. And we're gonna toss you into an SUV, and we're gonna sort of drive it out there.
Alright. So, as the majority of you have all gathered around, Nikolai has prepared you guys a meal.
Oh fuck, Nikolai's so cool.
Brazil, you say?
Not Brazil yet. Maybe.
As he goes to Brazil, what's happening? Nikolai starts handing you guys out food. He's made what is essentially some kind of mushed up baked potatoes.
Oh hell yeah.
Like kind of haphazardly put into various pieces, and some of his own ration. He's got some. He's pretty much made like a small meat steak
Mm.
along with it, and he begins to give that to everyone,
Ugh.
including you, Naya, and your leader.
Nikolai, you're a saint as always.
I don't really know about these Saints guys, but you know, there was this one gang out in the crest, and you know, they were kind of like, oh, we Saints and stuff, and they were like flying around on drakes. They were weird.
Oh. I get what he's saying.
Xander, Nikolai wobbles up to you and gives you a plate of food.
Based.
Thanks.
Of course.
Wait. I'm using tokenies to ask if you can even eat.
No.
What do you do with the food?
He feeds it to the wigglers.
But they don't.
Nikolai looks at you expectantly, despite knowing you're a silly man.
You see me just put it in my mouth.
You can't even chew it.
The little wiggle buddy eats it.
No, where might that even eat starch?
Yeah, he'll eat meat and anything produce.
Interesting. They're just scroungers, little rats.
Don't let Dalton near the Wiggler.
Only got one left.
Yeah, he's only got one left. You missed quite a bit.
That's why I said that's why I said the Wiggler.
Yep.
Eli, how did you lose so many?
Well, Zolly shot one. I jumped
Happens.
into the hole after Ray, and that one died.
Yeah, he fell like 30 feet and broke it.
No, it was more than 30 feet.
60 feet?
Maybe a little bit. I mean, it was deep enough that when you put down through a sunrock in it, you couldn't see it land, so you couldn't see the light. Pretty deep.
He threw one down there?
He threw
That was a skyscraper tall.
not that tall. It was tall enough that you wouldn't have seen it, seen a light down there, but it wasn't tall enough to the point where it would kill you. I mean, it could have, but I just kind of rolled crap.
You ever think about the fact that that a full-grown orc can fall from orbit and not die?
Because the Rachel feats, right? Or
Yeah, the Rachel feed is that if they die, they actually say, fuck you, I'm at 1 HP, actually.
my lord.
So they can just fall from orbit and live.
Nihara kind of looks up and she's like, wow, Nikolai, this is some really good food. Yeah, I'm not much of a chef, but you know, it could be a hobby.
I could say a future profession, Nikolai, this is delicious. You work at God's gift with what you got.
I just felt like everybody was hungry. I mean, we gotta rest up, and you see him wobble off, and he brings Drake and Ray some food.
Fuck, Nikolai's so cool.
You guys go. Drake, you have been given what's essentially baked potatoes smashed up and bits of steak. And then he wobbled away, wobble wobble, to the very next day. Alright. Dalton's still eating, by the way, so...
So,
I tried to be fast.
so I was given potato.
You were giving, essentially, Nikolai walked up to you and gave you... He gave you baked, pretty much,
I'm sorry, can you back stand noise?
and steak.
Okay, so potatoes and steak.
Yep, essentially.
Okay.
I was really disappointed the day I found out that owls are fucking stupid.
Or,
They're just not. That's just the type of shit that Sally's gonna say while he's just like vibing. Those are the things that he just slips out of his head at any given moment.
okay. So you're chilling while playing music?
Well, I can do that.
Alright, and you'll begin to take y'all's 8-hour-long rest. You don't really have a perception of what time of day it is, because y'all have already been in the undergrowth for quite a while. So, you know it's dark constantly under there, aside from a few lights, and it's almost like it's a constant, like, thing of day, because of, the lights just constantly glowing and whatnot.
Is there a candle in the candelabra?
Yeah, there's, here, let me see.
So if Sally were to start lighting it and he can calculate how fast the wax burns, he can tell how what time has passed from using that.
You have one candle in your candelabra. Wait, what? Hang on. How did it get an S? What did you do there? You have 3 candles in the candelabra.
I have 3 candles?
Yeah, 3.
So, base. So if I light one, can I calculate how long it lasts before it melts?
Roll an intelligence check.
Oh, I have a fat skull. I can do that. Oh, please, intelligence, don't fail me now.
Drake. With 17, you can tell, if you're looking at the candle, kind of measuring how I don't really know how to describe this to you.
Measuring how much wax is at a certain elevation at each point.
Okay.
And then you just do basic reverse math, and it's like, oh, each time it's going at this rate per minute.
You can tell it's about roughly about 1 a.m.
Quick question: what have I missed?
Wait, what? I know I'm not getting the time of day. I'm just seeing how long we've been resting based on how long the candle burns.
Oh, okay. Well, that's easier.
So I just wanted to know how long it takes for one candle to burn out completely, and doing math to tell that just by how much it's like going down, and then I know how long we've been resting, because I would want to know what time it is.
I would say, let's see. I would say that by the time you're done, you would have about 1 candle left, because it was a bit longer than the other 2.
Ah, that's all I needed.
Full 8 hours.
Oh. Wait.
Huh?
I just realized something. How far back was it? Is this the same place with the test tube guys?
Mm-hmm.
So I had tentacle tongues. If a date hasn't passed yet.
What happens if a day hasn't passed yet?
Once
No,
a
that
day
means when you
passed, the
see-
tentacle tongues would disappear.
Yeah, that means when he revealed his face, you just see tentacles in his mouth.
It would have
I
been.
completely forgot about that.
Wait, why did you forget this? I would have had a PT. I would have shot you if I knew that. If I had known there was tentacles in your mouth, you would have been immediately like, not even because I wanted to. That would have been a reflexive paranoia after being mind fucked by mind players. Shot, immediate response.
Okay, this is instinct. I said an instinct.
You literally saved yourself from getting shot again by forgetting.
Darla, you have not missed much. You have found that there's a plate of food there for you. That Nikolai has more than likely left for you.
Okay.
You not being able to eat. Because that's just how Nikolai do.
Nala just smiles at it.
The food smiles back.
Oh.
Slowly likes it into the brazier.
Alright, guys. As you guys rest, I need Xaner. I need you to give me a wisdom save. Zali, I need you to give me a wisdom save.
Oh, I don't like that. Oh, that's actually kind of based. I'm okay with this.
Wisdom save and throw. 13.
Zali Puddle, despite being uncomfortable with your current surroundings, you are able to sleep off the night. Xaner, you hear you hear and feel a familiar presence. It's almost like if hair was standing on the back of your head, if you had hair. And you hear a voice tell you, I'm not going to use the voice yet.
Return the slab.
Or feel the wrath of a terrible curse.
PTSD.
An NPC runs up, you must save my family!
Another settlement needs your help. Here, I'll mark it on your map.
Okay. You hear a deep voice tell you, go forth, my child of chaos, and spread our madness.
Alright, I'll go. No questions asked.
What?
What?
That's just as you're sitting there waiting throughout the day, waiting through your 8 hours, your rest. That is what you hear. Zolly's would have been different. Zolly's got different traumas.
Why am I being traumatized? Fuck you.
I don't know. Maybe the current mind flare abomination that's been soul touched to your brain hole.
Say psych right now. I have to post it now. I have to post it because this image will never not be in my head whenever I hear it. Whenever I have to go say psych right now.
You should gave Alex disadvantage on his wisdom saving throw because of the tentacles on.
But unfortunately, we weren't aware of them. Plausible deniability, which is the only reason he didn't get shot.
Everybody.
Plausible deniability prevents him from getting disadvantage.
Alright,
Fuck.
everybody. As some of you wake up, Naya, I assume you're just laying on your mother.
Laying beside her. I don't think she would lay on her because she'd be afraid she would hurt her.
As y'all wake up, your mom kind of pats your head and says, "So, what's this about a bag?"
See, we have this bag of holding, and we keep things that we want to keep safe, and people that we want to keep safe in there. We have friends that, in fact, we currently have friends that, they're like narcoleptic or something, and so they're in the bag to keep them safe.
Ernihara goes, I've been in there a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
She looks at you for a minute. Damn it, it's so hard to say without having proper eyes to see. But you get my intent. She looks toward you, and says, normally, with a bag of holding, you would suffocate. Are you sure your friends are okay being in a bag of holding?
Oh, it's actually super spacious. There's like fodder in there and a tree.
Yeah, the tree produces the oxygen.
I never thought of it like that. I'm really glad that you thought
The
that.
singular
You
tree.
feel validated in his
Yeah,
intelligence.
the singular tree.
Nikolai looks over like, listen, I can't tell you guys all the specifics about this bag, okay?
And where the tree fails, the moss-covered kobolds also produce oxygen.
Moss-covered what now?
Kobolds.
That's a long story. We got to get them back home soon.
Yeah, and... Yeah, we'll get them back home.
Well,
We took them from their home.
No, they were being abused by a big monster they were scared of all the time.
Yeah, but I feel like they still lived in the swamp. We could have just
but now
killed a monster and freed them from... removing them from their natural environment.
Listen, you're probably right about that, but I didn't want to fight them. The rest of y'all are the one who picked bloodshed first. I didn't get my answer.
They attacked us first.
So, real quick, because I got stuff to do. Drake, carrying Ray, is going to walk up this conversation about the bag, everything being okay, with the forward conversation that happens after, and goes up to Zolly and asks to be put in the bag.
Hey, you go ahead, boss. Hop right on in.
It's perfectly understandable, Drake.
Night, night.
You
Look after your
Put them
daughter.
over here for now.
Yeah, I'll put you down here in the...
Go make children with the man you love.
Yeah. Alright, Skylar looks over and says, oh, they went into the bank. He went into the bank.
I was saying, sorry. If it's still going on while I come back, I'll be back. But
Okay.
for now, it might not be anything.
Okay, buddy. Do be careful, Naya, venturing in this labyrinth. I wish I could help more, but there's really not much I can do. Not in my current state, sweetheart. Nope.
Yeah, I was just listening. Like, I didn't
Okay.
know.
Okay.
Wait, what's Naya supposed to say to that?
Fair point.
Naya wanted her to get in the bag instead of pushing herself.
She's going to get up. Skylar will come over. Skylar grabs her hand and leads her to the bag. These two
If,
are in the bag of holding.
If you hadn't, if nobody had found out that the Boon of Lucy would have worked on that before it had been Naya's turn again, Naya was going to bring out Twig and ask if Twig could speak to her, or could speak to the big monstrosity.
Wait, who's Twig?
Twig is
zombie girl.
the Crossfield book girl.
Oh my god, why isn't she eating food with us?
She's a zombie.
Because
I'm sorry.
Lives
There's
in the
3
book.
people here that don't eat right now. And they were given food.
That's just because
she lives in the book.
She can have a little salami as 3.
That
Naya's going to like look at Zali like, really, and then open the book, drop a salami between the pages, and close the book.
oh,
She might need that. What if that like erases part of her existence with baloney?
She becomes a salami zombie.
And a salami zombie.
A salami, if you will.
A salami.
Now you watch as a hand, bluish purple, reaches up with a piece of salami and lays it on the ground, drops it, and the hand disappears back into the book.
Based.
See, I think she's fine. Actually, maybe she doesn't eat meat. I just start stuffing random things in the book.
Twig, I'm really
no, she
sorry.
doesn't. She doesn't. She doesn't.
Poor Twig getting bullied. Alright.
She's not getting bullied. No, I didn't do that.
Darla, what are you doing?
Meditating.
Dying, probably.
You are fully rested now. It's been 8 hours, so make sure you guys heal yourselves. You got all your stuff back.
Fun fact, did you know that as long as a full hour of a long rest is not as long as you spend a little like at least over 7 of the 8 hours of a long rest, it still is a long rest. So you could right at the end of your long rest, you could spend a minute to cast a spell, and then at the end of the long rest, you would get the slot back.
This is true.
That's actually fucking cool.
Yeah, so if you have something that lasts 24 hours or
Like Heroes
like
Haste.
whatever, you can
Oh, do you guys want?
game the system.
I learned another thing that you can help gain a system. So, the only reason you'd ever use a cleric is just kidding. The spell Find Traps.
The best class, but okay.
When you read it, remember how it says you a trap is defined anything that would inflict a sudden or unexpected effect you consider harmful or undesirable. That means you would use it to also read if somebody makes a contract or something with you, or somebody says something to you, and you can tell if it's shitty or not, or if it's a trap. So you can use it for both written traps and verbal traps as well, instead of just physical ones.
But answer me this: can you use it at a brothel?
Yes.
That wasn't a lady, my boys.
Well, actually, it wouldn't work then, because that has to be considered harmful or undesirable. And that's not undesirable, if you know what I'm saying. No, just kidding.
Hey yo.
Ooh. Ooh.
All right. So, Butters,
Yes.
you ready, buddy? You ready to continue the adventure?
Yes.
Yeah. You're just vibing by yourself all the time.
I found a nice rock, man.
Hey man, there was some food left by you, by the way.
Tasty food.
Nikolai left you some food there, Butters, during the rest.
I will take it on board. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Alright. Not quite sure where to go. Does the party wish to proceed on?
No. I wish to stay put.
You don't need everybody to talk all at
What
once.
did the guy say again?
Uh,
Did you further
Yeah.
with chaos?
Right back.
oh. Wonder if one of our family members yelled for us. I didn't hear it. The voice you heard said, "Go forth, my child of chaos, and bring more madness to this world." Something along those lines. You don't know what the voice is, but it is familiar to you. Almost like a good, comfortable blanket. This is how it feels to you.
Right.
If you could feel, because you don't have skin. Ah! All right. Do it like this for now. Let me gather the party members that I need to gather up. gather you guys up. Look at you guys.
Being slurped
Look,
up.
look at all you guys. Yeah. I'll leave some of these party members here. Some of these party members. Some of these people stay here. Bring in the stuff I need. Beep, beep, beep. Alright.
Oh, my gun appeared with me.
Yep. Just in case I need it. As you guys make your way back downstairs to the lower level that y'all were originally at, y'all find a pathway. I'm gonna do it this way. Would y'all like to go? Here, I'll bring you guys back over here real quick. 1 second. You guys make a decision. Y'all can pick which way y'all want to go, and maybe it decides stuff. Oh goodness.
Right.
Anyway. Alright, so the party is currently come back downstairs. You came back downstairs from over here. Like, this was the upper area that y'all went from. There is currently a path down here. The path down here, and there is a upper path that you could go to. But the majority of the rooms that y'all will more than likely find are collapsed in on this side. Oh, did not mean to do that.
I am back.
Everything good, bud?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that a door up here?
Up where?
It looks
As
like
you look at it, it's a ornate fountain with a skull upon it.
Is the skull removable?
No, it is of stone in nature. The water comes through the mouth, landing into the pool, going down. Upon looking in the pool, you see discarded skeletons of various sizes and various species. So, the paths y'all have been given, there is a path down this way, and there is a path down this way. Which would y'all like to take? Left or right, I have to choose.
We got all of two people
left.
here today.
I decide left.
Okay.
I'll go left. Life is short. Who knows what could be there?
Might as well.
Alright,
Left.
everybody's going to go to the left.
I will trust Zetter today. We'll see how that goes from there.
Nikolai looks at you. Character development, I like it. Alright. As you guys make your way down the left path, as y'all make y'all's way down the left path, it actually goes into a room. He says, goes into this room. Let me just, is the majority of you guys here? Since I have that copied and pasted, I don't have to worry about putting you guys back. Alright. Y'all make y'all's way down the left path. Y'all
Oh,
come
no.
across a wide room, made of marble, cracked here and there. You see cages broken. Some cages still held together. As y'all make y'all's way forward.
It's snack time.
The fuck you mean it's snack?
You have fun with that. I see crates.
I'm gonna follow the markings.
You do that. More importantly, for your stuff.
Alright,
It's a prison. There's gonna be nothing here worth snagging. I'm going to
Your crates are still
investigate.
intact.
oh my goodness. 1 second,
I'll
Miss
take
Lady
a
Boy.
good look around.
You do find something, just give me a second. One second, let me give this to the slimy boy. Alright, buddy. For you, Slime Shady, as you are looking through the crates, you find a small blue orb.
What's a phylactery?
It's another lacrium. I'm just like handing these things out or something.
I would like to investigate
Oh,
this. I want to see what the conditions are for the cells, and
holy
also see
shit! I can
if
turn
there's
into a
anything
Pokemon.
left from any people.
Wait, wait. I can turn to a.
Say psych right now.
Oh my lord. That was not the draw I was looking for. Okay, Zully, what did you say you were looking at?
I want to investigate and see if there's anything left in these cells. That
Yeah, that's what I'm doing too. Ish.
Aw, Pog. Let's see what we looting around in these. Let's see what anyone's snuck around or hidden.
Alright,
Okay.
Xander, as you look around, Xander, Zalipodle, and Darla. Okay, I'll start with Xander. Xander, you look in here and you see these broken bars. You don't see anything of interest. You just see, like, the bars have just been destroyed. Something bursted from the inside outward.
Yeah.
Just destroying them.
I think they say monkey went unga boonga.
Darla.
Hmm.
The cell that you walk across, or you walk up through, you see that there's just a pit down below. So much so that you can actually see the other side of the other pit.
Interesting.
Just caved in. Zolly Bottle, as you're walking through, you don't see any creature or anything living nearby. Even with your vibe check, you're not sensing anything in your recent area. You would think that you would at least find something, anything, you know?
There isn't even like a scrap of information in any of my investigating in any of these cells that would tell me that there were people.
From what you can tell, there were people, but they have either been taken away or have been turned in such a way that they have broken out themselves.
Damn. So nothing of value in here except for the fact that sad shit happened.
As you come up closer, you see some deep, like, chains on the ground. You see dried blood coaxing in front of you.
I can see what?
Dried blood.
Whoa, gross. Oh, wonderful. I don't want to get my new kicks dirty.
Did you attune to those, by the way?
Yes,
Huggers. They might come in handy, you never know.
they will.
Yo, someone dropped their drip.
God.
Yeah. Speaking of drip, yeah, Xander, you look over and Zollypole's got these nice looking, slick looking shoes, man.
I'll start with. I'm gonna do a little flex.
He's attuned to them though. Good
Yeah,
luck trying to
and
steal
I got
them.
my new cape, which is now a metal jacket.
Yeah, you look upon and you see on Xander, you see that it's not a cape, but it's transformed into a jacket. And you see at the corner of the shoulder that there's an eye looking at you.
Ah shit. Eli's a Pokemon too. He's Bronzong.
Wait, there's a Bronzong? I want a Bronzong. They're cool as fuck.
But there's an eye. It's looking at you.
Eli's just wearing a Bronzong.
Oh no. I gave him something that I figured he would use, and I'm happy.
Yeah, it has more sight than me.
This is true. As a
Damn.
matter of fact, it has more eyes than you.
Yeah.
But
You gave him a bad thing.
And to torture me. And to torture both of us. Naya, how you feeling way back there?
I will be right.
Naya, like me, has a headache. No.
Oh, I can
Naya's
scream
coming.
to help.
I have a very big headache. Sorry.
You're fine, buddy. Yeah, you don't really find a whole lot of anything in here. It seems whatever has already happened and is either already done or is in the phases of being complete. As y'all venture forward, would y'all like to go deeper?
Yeah, I'll cross the red line of death.
Mm,
Amazing.
agreed.
I believe these are hints towards a Mario Kart track, as there are car tires. Car tire tracks here.
They're not
the hell?
tire
Oh,
tracks, though. They're chain drags. That's dirt.
It's
Oh, fuck. This is a sussy baka location.
Y'all come to one room. Boop. I'll put y'all right here. Haha. I put you guys here. This is where you guys are. Welcome back
Yo,
to
they
me.
got the drip.
It's a relatively big, I'm talking like really big room. These tubes, there's a ladder to get up to the top of them. You see these big green tubes with different bodies in them. They all look exactly the same. They
Yo,
look
I'm
like
gonna
the
go
same
do an
person
electro.
over and over again. Drake at this time crawls out of the bag of holding.
Oh, shit. Hello.
Howdy. We needed some recovery time.
Yeah, I
The
don't
food in
believe
the
you.
bag is pretty nice.
I mean, I would hope so. I mean, you wouldn't believe how much it took to get this bag broken.
And it's gonna put this up so you
Hey,
can go and play with it.
These
Fine.
are some big shelves.
Yep. Well, yeah, especially from your perspective.
I would like to investigate whatever is on this table and see if I can make anything potent or dubious with the chemicals before me.
The sad
So I
part
just
is
start
that,
drinking random bottles.
It's not what I said.
you know what, Zali, make an investigation check as you look over these vials.
I'm going to assist him, even though he doesn't need it.
He doesn't need it.
I don't
I'm
think you would
going
be able to
make
help
my
me,
own,
isn't
but if it is low, I am what's the word? Assisting.
Ooh,
Go
interesting.
ahead.
Mysterious
Go
room.
ahead. Go ahead and roll another time, just in case, Alex. Alright, well that's even better, but... Alright, as Drake helps you look around after getting out of the bag.
I see.
You guys, with y'all's combined effort, find 2 potions of healing.
I made 2 potions of healing? Poggers.
I said you found.
Well, I wanted to fuck with the chemicals on there.
Oh, that's different.
Well,
No, I mix
I'll take the 2. I'll take the 2 potions, but my main goal was I wanted to see what the chemicals were
blow
there,
up and act
if I
like you
could
don't
do
know nobody.
if I could do anything with them.
Aside from the 2 potions that you found, the rest of the chemicals are very dry.
Oh.
Some of the chemicals are even spoiled. There's like spoiled herbs here and there. There's these green and red herbs that they've been discolored to the point of.
Fuck, that's a Resident Evil reference, isn't it?
Yeah.
So,
Or the blue ones, huh?
We're not good enough for the blue ones yet.
You gotta progress a little further.
So, Butters, I need
Yes.
you to make me a history. Hang on 1 second.
Be right back, guys.
okay. Yo, you guys
Have
wanna know my
fun.
plan?
Alright, I'm back.
Alright, well,
Going to sniff, Darla.
Too late, Eli. You missed your chance.
what chance for what?
Sorry that everything's been topsy-turvy tonight.
Boobies.
Hey, yo.
Oh no!
Oh no, what, Eli?
He said boobies.
Hey, yo.
No, Eli, you think you can balance up there, huh?
Sorry, I had to move a cabinet. Anyway,
That's not what I'm gonna do.
Butters, I need you to make a history check, buddy.
Beautiful. As long as I don't
Oh,
roll horribly. That works.
Amazing.
Oh,
Wow. Slime Shady. Being a creature that has simply existed, to purely exist, you, for the first time in a long time, have a bit of a realization. This place, cold and distant, comes off as familiar to you.
Oh, shit.
As you look around, you see the bodies before you, and they all look the same. But not only do they look the same, they remind you of what you once were.
Oh, shit.
Right.
Yes.
It's time for existential crisis.
Oh, shit. So, he can recall what he once was?
The snot once was more than snot. Based.
Which, it definitely, Butters, it does cause a bit of a panic for you. Because it's like, you feel it deep inside, like, this is, it's deja vu incarnate.
Oh, shit.
But a really bad case of it.
Oh boy.
Rin,
Yeah, but,
can I check if I can see if this is acid
sure.
in the big tubes?
Yeah, the tubes are closed on the top.
Yeah.
There's like a glass thing that covers it.
Do I have to do a strength to try and open it?
You could just check it. I mean, it's fine.
Alright. With perception?
Yeah, I mean, there's bodies in them. They're not melting.
It probably
Just
isn't
didn't
acid.
get me.
From what you can tell, this just looks like a weird kind of magic-infused water.
Alright, I'm gonna put the wiggler down in its bowl and I'm gonna hop on in.
What?
Oh wait, yeah, it's closed. Can I do a strength to try to open then hop in?
Or you're gonna use a.
God, I wish I had spider sense instead of vague vibes.
Give me a strength check with disadvantage, buddy.
Dollar's
It's
gonna go up
always
there.
gonna be disadvantage.
It's always disadvantage. He has no muscles.
Oh my god.
You could have had a great one.
You reach down and you tug on it. You can't get it. And then for a second you look down. You realize that your hand has been dislocated.
Oh.
You pick up your hand and reattach it to you. Or before you think anybody else notices.
Valley notices, and then he just sits there like, how did we not notice this before?
Zeno, would you like some help opening that jar?
Yes, please.
Oh god.
Like I just pop it off.
Darla, you actually notice that there is like a lever
Oh my.
in the middle, and you pull
This
opens
can't
it,
keep happening.
turn it, and you pick up, and the bubbles begin to just. And the body begins to move.
Oh dear.
Well, I'm
That's
jumping in
unsettling.
there and hugging him.
You're gonna die, thanks. Alright, we'll see you later, Eli. Just leave me behind. Good luck.
I'll be fine.
Close it.
Don't worry about it.
Are you
Close
just
it.
getting in
Eli.
there with it?
Yeah, I'm going in there with it.
Oh, sweet mother of Christ. So,
Sally is like head like 180 degrees. What the fuck?
I'm gonna notice him snap his head and just look over like, wait, what's happening?
Zero, that is not advised to jump in said liquid.
Please know that if Sally had hair, he'd be ripping it out as we speak.
So, Xander, you go into the tube with the naked buff man.
Dog.
Okay.
Oh, Nelson!
The creature inside, the humanoid creature, is not awake at all. But it's moving. It's thrashing about a bit.
Can I stab his neck?
Yeah, I mean you could.
Good luck.
Alright,
How are you
I'm
gonna...
gonna have it prepared.
Okay.
Alright. I'll just be there with neck, knife to neck.
Okay,
Wow.
He's just going. Okay.
Damn.
He's
As
just
the
sitting
body-
there, right
as-
behind me.
As the body thrashes about. The knife jabs into its neck, the tank now turning a deep crimson red as the last few bits of bubbles float up to the top.
Would I have been watching this as I turned my attention before he jumped in?
As you turned your attention, you see that Xander has went into one of the tanks with with this man who is in the tank and has sliced its neck. Drake, roll an investigation check.
What are we investigating now?
Just Drake in particular.
Sally
I'm
is
a little
panicking.
slow, but if
Now
I
that Drake's-
saw the green liquid turn red, I'm assuming I would know that. But I'll do it
Well,
anyway.
That's not the investigation.
That's not the investigation. It's for a
Okay.
difference.
Hopefully
Roll
this
it
is an intimidation.
Alright. So, Drake, as you... Oh god. Did we lose Noah? Noah, are you okay?
I'm here.
Wait, the Great Barrier Reef is back? Sorry, go on.
I was just here to, if you want to know what I'm wanting to do, I'd like to investigate this here shelf here.
Okay.
Another hour.
See if there's anything in there.
I just let you know. Anyway.
Drake, as you look over at the tanks, you see... Oh, Naya, you have found nothing of use. These are just old-looking scrolls, my dude. Yeah, old scrolls. Some of them, most of them with parchment that you can't even understand.
Why is it always violence that I roll good with? I'm a fan, it makes sense.
I think this is God judging you.
Drake, as you look at the tubes, you see all the people inside it look, and they look like you, kind of.
Oh.
Oh,
Very
no.
similar to your physique, or just to a Saiyan's physique in general.
I'm like, they have tails.
They do have tails.
Oh.
All of
Oh,
them.
that's messed up,
For one
bro.
of my people. That's,
Background.
You
who's
also-
near me right now?
Zally right now?
and Nick-
Zally? So Zally, you have a passive vibe sense, correct?
Yes.
You start picking up Drake's auras dipping into the red.
Oh. Zally, his neck twisted other 180 degrees and it's just an, oh fuck. Sally's, like,
also-
Sally's watching somebody poke a nuke and there's a bomb out to go off in front of him. He's kind of not happy.
Zali, you also sense a lot of distress coming from Butters, or I mean Slime Shady.
Hey, this is good. Everything's fine. Everything's fine.
Drake's going to simply unsheath his sword and just start slowly walking forward.
I don't know what to do about this. Nikolai, let's probably avert our eyes today and just kind of turn away for a second.
I'm just gonna go over here with Naya. I don't know what you guys are.
You know, that's probably a great idea. I'm gonna go this way real quick and just kind of ignore what's happening for there and just sing a song. You want to hear me play a song today? I don't know, something really jazzy.
Drake, upon getting close, activates rage.
Oh.
Oh no.
So, how does the water feel like?
Well, if
Really
you skin,
viscous.
it's actually kind of lukewarm. It's a bit jello-y feeling, honestly. If you could have ever swam in a tube of jello that was movable through easy, yeah, you just did it. What you doing, Drake?
I'm going to fly up above the tube
Oh.
and just look into it. Is Xander still in the tube?
No, Xener has crawled back out of the tube.
Good. I'm just going to plunge my hand into the tube and grab the carcass.
You're going to what?
Grab the carcass. Grab the dead sand.
Oh, you gotta grab him.
He's
Yes, I'm
grabbing
like.
He's
you're grabbing
grabbing
the
the
guy
guy.
in the tube?
Yes, inside of the tube.
Okay.
You're ignoring the one that Xander killed?
Yes.
Okay,
Damn.
as you pull
It was a
out
complete accident. That was not meant to happen.
As you pull out the dead man, you look upon him, and he is a very striking resemblance to what your father looked like.
Oh no.
But here's the twist: with a more like stitched together, bastardized version of what your father was. Like pieces
I'm going
of him
to
are
chuck
there.
it. Upon seeing this, I'm going to chuck it on the floor and key blast it.
Okay, you watch as Darla, Xander, and Butters, and I guess Reniara, because everybody else decided to nope out. Naya's currently looking over countless scrolls and.
I'm gonna start looking over scrolls too now.
As Drake, you throw the body to the ground and key blast it. There's just bits of purplish-looking blood that kind of splat everywhere.
I'm going to.
Well, I'm just gonna go this way.
I'm going to roll a history set. Not history, insight check real quick.
Alright. What are you? Who or what are you inciting?
The dead body to see if I can tell that it's actually my father or not, because you said it looked a lot like him.
Yes. Okay.
So I'm just gonna real quick. I'm probably gonna roll bad, and if I do, I'm gonna cry. Normal roll.
Have essence.
6. Yep. I don't know if it is or not.
I'll say that I'll give you advantage for this, considering.
Okay.
Rolls an at one. I said it as a joke and it still happened. You're not sure what this is. It looks a lot like your father. Even the pieces that are just kind of like weirdly sewed on in weird areas. It's like somebody made a half-baked Saiyan and are doing something weird with it. You see Slime Shady more distraught than you've ever seen this slime guy just kind of distraught before.
I'm going to look up at him and just be like, "Are you okay?"
Probably not.
Okay. Drake's just gonna look down and just whisper under his breath, "Bastards." Ken Drake, for my investigation, was that counting towards the other tubes as well? Because you saw them as fans.
Yes, all of the tubes, but I'll say there is one of them that is currently empty.
So, are they? Did I see if they were all sewn up and like bastardized, basically?
Yes, as you look over them, the rest of the tubes look exactly like your bops, but with like different parts sewed on in here and there areas. It's almost like somebody was trying to clone him.
I'm going to grip my sword very tightly, almost breaking the handle, and then chuck it at the floor, putting my hands together, forming a keyblade, and just try to fire it at all three of the tanks at once.
Alright,
Try to destroy them.
alright, with these, you just all the tubes fall out. The bodies slump to the ground, lifeless.
Yo, is this free essence?
Hey,
They've
Nikolai,
been
look at
dead for
this. Look
quite
at this
some time.
document. It's really
That's
interesting. It's currently like, look at this data report. Look at this chemical mix, isn't it?
Naya, now that you've moved to the book, like the smaller bookshelf, if you want to roll an investigation to look upon it.
Yeah.
Sally Potter, if you want to look upon these scrolls.
I want to investigate some shit. If you don't mind.
Another 7. I ain't finding shit.
one more 7, you'll get a jackpot. Huh?
Oh,
really,
baby.
You guys
Triple.
don't really find much of notes, and some of it you can't read. You see Nikolai lift up on his paws. He grabs one of the scrolls, and as he unscrolls it, he's like, "Oh no, I'm sorry, miss." And he rolls it back.
Oh, Nikolai, what did you just see? And I'm gonna grab it and scroll it down to see. Oh.
As you do, it's a very fit elven woman.
I am so sorry, ma'am. Nikolai, you are a mature person. I respect you for that. That's going. And I'm gonna use my magic hand to put it all the way at the topmost shelf and right up there.
It's like, I just don't understand how can somebody get that fit?
Some people are just built different, I guess.
You could crush somebody's head with those things.
Barely even. Yeah, I mean that was a washboard or an ab. I don't know anymore.
Okay, I'm taking my wiggle and I'm gonna check out the papers.
I'm gonna read these books now, if you don't mind.
Alright, read over some books.
Yeah, that paper.
After doing that real quick, so, by the way, when I threw the sword, it landed near Butters.
Mm-hmm.
And, after destroying it, I just sort of crouched down and start sobbing.
Alright, I will get to that in a second.
Yeah.
Okay, boys, what languages do y'all know?
I know Common and Gnomish.
Common, Dragonin.
No, just the two who rolled the investigation.
Well, never mind.
I know the language of the people and the language of the Tinkerer.
I know Common, Gnomish, there's Romanians. I forgot how you say that. Demrossian. Yeah, Primordials and Undercommon, a minimum.
Fuck Christ, you're like.
Also sign language, but that's visible.
As you two look over the books, the majority of it y'all can't understand, and y'all don't really find anything of use. Xander, once again, you find a book that specifies about a longer time calamity that happened way back early on. It's an older book, but it tells of a time when a would-be creature named Vecna was trying to become into godhood, and how he was defeated by some heroes. Other than that, it's just a story. Nothing more, nothing less. Y'all have had... y'all's current thing has had a lot of calamities.
Is there any books with cool pictures in them?
I'll say... no, you don't find any.
Not even cool to like a nerd.
You find one that has a really cool cover, but as you begin to open it up, you realize that it's just it's more naughty bits.
Oh Christ! I'm not casting identify on that shit. I've identified enough.
So Xander, you have a book called The Tale of the Defeat of Vecna.
Fuck! I forgot that I had this spell. I'm an idiot.
The spell defeat Vecna?
No, okay, so remember
Pretty killer.
no, we have
That's a
the
good
we have the
spell.
book for Twig, right?
Yeah.
I deadass have identify.
Yeah, which you never used.
Fuck! I'm such an idiot. It would have just told me what.
I love you, Alex.
You too, but fuck. I just had identify on deck and I didn't use it.
I mean, if you want, you can identify that no bit part now.
I already know about the Clavix Calibio. I don't need it anymore.
If you want, you can identify these nuts.
I don't know.
The cashews, walnuts, pecans.
Slime Shady, back to you. As the blade has been thrown in front of you, hitting the ground, embedding itself there, and you see Drake make a violent rage towards the tubes. Roll me another history check with advantage.
Bad.
Okay. Upon looking at the sword itself, you sense something, but it's like looking at a picture, but not having all the pieces. It's familiar, and as you look up at Drake, you feel the same rage that he feels, but deep inside.
What?
You feel it.
Oh.
It's a familiar rage.
I do?
No, Butters.
Oh, I was confused. I thought you were talking about my vibe check. Shit. No, that makes more sense. My bad.
No, it's all good.
I mean, you would feel that from across the room if you did that.
I would feel some suspicious shit.
Yeah. There's a lot of emotions happening on the other side of the room.
But lots of anger and sadness.
But sadly, Slime Shady, it's not enough information to give you what you need, bud. Sorry.
One day I'll get a good roll at the right time.
You had a lot of good rolls.
Not at the right time.
I think I want to bring Twig out anyway.
Alright.
Hey, Twig.
See if Twig knows anything about this place, yeah?
Ooh. Interesting. Interesting play, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off.
Based?
I should have probably told you this before, but there is a magic word you can give so Twig will come out. You can assign to the book. I just never remembered to tell you.
The magic word is Twig come out.
Twig pops
I thought just opening the book caused Twig to come out.
True. But I also, you can attune it to a word if you wanted to.
You should attune it to Alaka Plan.
I think you need to have it. You need to have it over the entirety of the B movie script.
You just need.
That's more than one word.
You want to hit it?
Yeah.
Oh.
I'll just make the word anti-disestablishmentarianism.
No,
Perfect.
you can make it. You can make it the entire B movie script, but you just remove all the spaces.
And the punctuation.
Yeah.
Yes, but I have to speak the entire script to get it to come out.
Do it then, in one breath.
Do it really fast, bro.
The word is just abracadabra.
Xander.
Penis.
Yes.
Well, I guess you all technically see as a familiar sight pops out. A bluish gray maid with very bright blue eyes, blonde hair pops out. Turns to Naya and goes, "Yes, how may I help you?" I don't remember her voice.
That was about it.
Do you know anything about this place? God, she's laughing uncontrollably.
Absolutely not. Have fun.
She has no clue where she is.
Yes?
She looks around. I have not the slightest clue. It seems there are. She looks at the destroyed tubes. There's a bunch of broken glass. Would you like me to clean that up?
No, we're good. But while you are out, do you think you could reach up to the top of the shelf and get me some of those bottles?
Sure thing.
Wait, why did you just have me do this? I can magic it. Okay. Zarian now is sad that he was not useful.
You're kidding.
Apparently. Why does she have to roll to reach for bottles?
I was seeing what she is getting you. She would have got you anything interesting.
You got an empty bottle.
She reaches out and her arms fall off.
Oh.
As she reaches up, she.
But it's in a connected point. Sorry.
As she reaches up, she can't quite reach it. She takes one of her arms, detaches it, reaches up, and grabs a few of the bottles down, and she gives them to you. And there's just about 3 empty flasks.
Oh.
Thank you.
Can I reach up and try and grab something with my magic hand?
Sure thing, buddy.
What do I, you want me to roll over that or just grab?
You grab 2 empty flasks.
Hey,
I'm pocketing those.
She puts her arm back out.
I appreciate the flasks, but I think there's more than just this up there. Here, give me a boost.
Why didn't you just ask? We are all ready.
Congratulations, you've seen more empty flasks.
Very well, Master Naya. She picks you up, and roll an investigation with advantage. See if you find anything special.
Amazing.
You're good. I'm just gonna give them to you, man. Y'all digging hard to find something.
Hey, look, 3 sevens.
It's 3 sevens in a row.
Did you roll with advantage? Cause she's.
That's initiative. What the? I am gonna do. That. I'm gonna fight the shelf now.
You're gonna get another 7. Fuck you.
No, 3.
So as Trick holds you up, you find nothing but a few pieces of paper with nothing written on them. It's just extra paper. There's not any other flasks up there. It's cleaned out, buddy. There's a few bugs.
All right.
Damn, rolling 3
Okay,
sevens
no,
in a
get
row
this.
doesn't give him a 20.
I'm gonna boost up Nikolai and be like, alright, let me show you how it's done with the real G's, guys.
There's
Nikolai,
already nothing up there.
your creativity.
While they're doing that, not Nikolai, Naya's rummaging in her bag for her tinderbox.
No! Nikolai, quick!
Oh, we're doing Austin again?
No, we need to find stuff first. Look.
There's
Let's get in the
nothing up
boost.
there.
Well, you didn't investigate good enough.
Thing up there.
Paper.
I investigated 3
one
times. There's nothing.
That Sally put up there.
Nikolai looks over. He says, "No, there's
Over
there's
here,
nothing
left.
up here, boss. There's
Oh, it's on
nothing
the
at
other
all."
I just wanted to flex so we could do this better, that's all. So thank you, Nikolai.
What do you mean? There's nothing. Do you want the dirty roll of paper?
No, we don't want that one! No! That's a no-no roll.
Hey, Nikolai, actually give that to me.
Nikolai, I don't think anybody should have that.
Nikolai,
give it here.
Climbs on up.
I don't blame him.
Scurry across the.
Wait, why did I? No, Nikolai, grab it. I think this will be fun.
He grabs it and he hands it down to you. And he climbs back down to Zali.
Is it to me? Okay.
Yeah, he handed it to you.
And describe it for me again.
It is a roll. Do you unroll it?
Yeah.
As you unroll it, it is a very, very flattering elven woman who looks like she has never missed leg day, let alone a day of exercise in her life.
Nice. I'm just gonna stuff that one in her bag.
That's Nikolai. I respect your decisions all the same.
I mean, you can't judge people for what they like, I guess.
I guess not. I guess you're making a fair point.
She's like a little sister to me, so you know.
Yeah, I'm like a little sister that you give porn to.
What?
Hey, look, I don't know. Becomes wide. Anyway.
10 feet tall.
Now he's gonna.
He is a titan. Now he's wide.
Now he's gonna like take some random like scrolls and stuff and set them on fire.
Why did we have to do this?
Only- Why would you set the scrolls on fire?
The scrolls begin to light flame as the room begins to slowly burn. The smoke.
The whole room? Oh my god!
No!
The whole room.
There's that fast burn stone I've read about.
I mean the bookshelves and the barrels in the corner.
No, not the barrels.
Guess we gotta get out of here. This room's burning like crazy.
He like grabbed the shit from the barrels.
Why was this room nothing but misery?
Barrels.
Check the
Yes.
barrels.
Yes.
You quick, get back in the book. I don't want you to burn.
Very well.
Barrels.
Check the barrels, Eli.
What's in the barrels that are burning?
I mean, the
Oddly
fire
enough,
started
the
over here.
barrels
I would
are full
assume
of
it
fire.
takes a second for it to get over there.
Can I just say as Ellie walks by, he just crushes one of the barrels open with his hunting horn, just to fasten the process.
Alright, so
Or hit the
Xander,
firewood.
As you,
Molly, what are you doing? We can't vandalize.
What?
If you
You
break
suddenly
it, they'll know we've been here. Naya's going,
I never thought that I'd have a brain
Naya's
aneurysm,
going to
but
make the famous Anya face. So,
okay.
I can't believe.
I hate how smug that is. I can't hurt you for that.
So, I rolled to see what was in the barrels.
Fire, as it turns out.
Zolly, as you bust open your barrel that's in front of you, and the wood chips come out, there is just a bunch of like bones and limbs.
Chainsaw in there. I heard it rubbing.
Xander, as you investigate this one, you find an oil drum.
Oh, full of fire.
Oil?
No, it's full of fire.
Is it burning?
No, it's not burning yet.
It is catching flame. It's getting there.
I'll move it away. I'll try to wait it out.
You gotta put out the. You gotta put out the fire, Eli.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Hey, Xander, give me a strength check with disadvantage.
I hate you.
You love me, you bastard.
Who doesn't love Rin?
Alright, so, Xander, barely succeeding, you met it.
My God.
You pull the barrel with all your strength, and you get it just out of the flames, and you move it about right to the door.
We got oil, guys.
What about the other barrel?
That was a lost cause.
The other barrel catches flames, and as it breaks apart, you see very, very small bodies.
Oh no.
We got the oil. Oil's mine.
Put it in the bag of holding. You're not gonna be able to carry that shit.
What is he lifting?
He just saved your life, essentially.
My life?
Yeah, there's a barrel of oil that it was about to catch fire.
Damn. Well, we were gonna be fucked then. Wait, no, because it was in a barrel. It wouldn't have detonated.
It wouldn't have detonated. It would have spilled all over the floor, and the floor would have been covered in flaming oil.
I was doing a drive-by strike. That bitch was gonna be on fire anyways if the barrel had caught fire at all.
Yeah, the oil almost got fire.
How did the fire spread this fast from the top of the
Question.
scrolls all the way down to the bottom?
Very dry
Walking
wood.
around talking about stuff, It happens.
It's very
The
dry
torch
wood.
fell over,
as you do
landed
when
on the
somebody lights a room on fire, you just kind of stand around and discuss.
barrel.
Alright, as you guys make your way out,
Cleo
this
taking
door,
that barrel with us.
Put it in the bag of whole thing before we leave, I swear to God.
Oh my god.
This is a good question. So you guys are just who's opening this door?
I am.
Okay.
Yeah, strength check.
You gonna check to see if the door's open first?
No,
Yeah.
Instead of just trying to burst through it?
No. I was having to double check stuff, making sure that one wasn't. Haha, Lamau traps. Haha.
Funny.
Haha, funny traps. Hee hee. Hoo hoo hoo.
Oopie.
Right. You guys make your way. Boop-a-doo. Through the door.
No, it's Dungeon Defenders.
Gotta repaste people out. As y'all make y'all's way
Be sideways.
out the door, y'all see a darkened room with massive crystals.
Oh my god, guys. Think of the cash.
Bro,
These
is
crystals.
this the Final Fantasy room?
No,
Yes, they're.
No, it's not Final
I-
Fantasy, it's Dungeon Defenders, my gang.
Nikolai, did you bring a pickaxe?
Nikolai looks up and he pulls out a.
Yeah! We're gonna make money!
Bro, we're about to be rune smithing, rune crafting.
Why are y'all always
Hell
thinking about
yeah.
riches?
Well,
They're
unlike
giant
you,
crystals. What else
we
would you
will live
think of?
forever.
Wait, you don't?
You'd be shocked to learn that I actually don't live that long.
The majority of the crystals are very dim color, but
Zully gets wrinkly all of a sudden and dies. I'd be
I
shocked to
got you.
find out that we don't live very long. And he just dies.
Sweet. And
I
I
got you. Zolly goes from looking young and hopeful to looking like this.
Oh no.
Oh Christ.
I didn't see it.
Back in my day,
Oh.
y'all whippersnappers didn't understand.
Alrighty, boys. As y'all make y'all's way into this room, decrepit and falling apart. You guys, Naya, you see a figure inside the crystal, unmoving, that looks familiar to something that y'all have seen before.
What?
Oh, it's the Avatar.
Turns out this one is my mom.
That would be terrifying.
Yeah, it
No.
would.
The creature that you see inside looks like that of a puppet, kinda.
It's a
Or
bread
kind of
dog.
Like... It's a bread dog, no.
No, it's actually the mayor.
He's just.
It's not a
everywhere.
bread dog. That's just a dog.
That's just Brownie, dude. Brownie has a token. Burp, 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 burp.
What the dog do?
Brownie have a token.
The dog.
What the dog doing?
I thought it would be funny to give Brownie a token.
Thought it'd be funny to make us fight your dog.
Brownie's the final boss.
No,
Okay.
it's like my Jesus the Adjudicator. You can never kill Brownie.
Can I make a Arcana check?
On the dog.
Sure. What the dog doing?
Yo, super magic check. I got you guys.
Can I roll to perceive the creature inside the shell?
Sure. So Darla did an Arcana.
I ain't seen shit. Oh fuck.
Oh god.
Slife shit ain't fucking around.
I could have used that earlier, but this works too.
Slime Shady, with, my goodness. Just putting us to shame, man. as you look on, you see a very light-skinned body of a four-armed puppeteered lady. It looks familiar to the small doll that the mouse girl was carrying around.
Ooh. What happened to the
Hey,
mouse girl,
wait a
anyways?
minute.
I don't know. Maybe you should have asked Nikolai what he's been hoarding in his bag.
Like neck cramp? Nikolai? What's in the bag?
The things you don't know that he puts in that bag is astonishing. You never ask.
I don't think to. I assume we talked
We
about
don't
it.
need to know until the mission's
Nikolai,
over.
do I need to
That's
get
how
like
it
a
works,
list?
right?
I need to ask you for a list of what's in the bag right now.
Well, I have a lot of things. I have people, I have creatures, I have small children.
The children are still in the bag, and we don't talk to them.
What? You never told me to take them out of the bag. They were orphaned. What do you want me to do?
I don't know. I thought we would find a home for them.
Upon hearing this, I'm just gonna look over and just slowly shake my head.
You didn't know they were either.
What? I thought they were like your kids or something. I don't know.
You're right. You're the closest thing I have to a kid. That
I
and
shall
Hector.
adapt.
And Hector's
Yet
a
you're
part
not
of me.
raising them right.
He's a part of me, and I raise him like that.
You know, I put a lot of things in this bag. I'm not going to be judged about what I put in the bag.
I'm not judging you. I don't think this is your fault. It's all of ours.
I'm not part of this.
Look, I mean, look, you guys put people in the bag all the time, okay? I put a person in the bag and the world goes mad.
I'm not mad at you. I said that already. I'm being shocked. So we all forget there was orphans in the bag of holding.
I like to shout towards Nikolai. Yo, Nikolai.
Yeah?
Thumbs up.
So in the bag of holding, there are 5 kobolds with moss.
Let's see, there is 5 exploding kobolds, a small colony of rat people, there is a small mouse child with a speaking doll, there is currently Naya's mom.
The doll speaks?
Yeah, it spoke to you guys.
Yeah, it spoke to me.
Oh, get her out of here! Bring her out!
She said that her body was trapped deep.
Oh, shit!
Yeah.
You know, in all honesty, this is not even a bag of holding anymore. It's a bag of hoarding.
This is literally just, it's a hotel. It's a hotel with a box.
Nicholas just like, welcome to Hotel Baguvania. I got this, guys.
Fuck, that's adorable. I want that stitch
There's
on
a
the bag.
5-star hotel in the bag.
I want bag with me.
Red dog in there.
Upon
The
the
bread
Nope.
dog is also in the bag of holding.
The bears.
Oh,
No, we gave her the bears.
Bears are no longer in there.
What'd you
There's
guys do?
also half of that 1,000 gold.
What'd you guys do with the bears?
With the what?
Bears were given to B, dude. Do you don't remember?
Nope, I don't remember that.
I remember that.
We
Yeah, you
sold
got
them.
paid for that.
Oh,
yeah, we
damn.
got bears. Upon the predicament that's transfolding, I'm just gonna reach my hand into the bag and like go grab the child.
That's what I was just saying I was doing.
Lifted by the hand of God.
Alright, as you pick up,
I'm also going to grab Ray.
you're grabbing who?
Ray.
Okay. You know where she is. She's somewhere on this map. Ray comes up. You pull out a small four-armed plush that doesn't look happy.
No, we're supposed to be grabbing the child out too. That was with her.
Oh, okay.
Because
Grabbing
the
this-
doll, the child spoke too, right? She was carrying the doll. She should probably brought out too.
Yeah.
Holy shit, we need to find you guys some parents.
Hey, don't worry, Zolly. I'll adopt another kid. It's fine.
Oh, but you actually gotta remember the kid though.
Ray looks up and just says, "I'm adopted."
Well,
Oh, there,
Wait a
here's
second.
Luffy. Sorry, it took me a minute to find Luffy. Let me do this. Boop. Let me do this.
Ray's just gonna look at Zolly with a cheerful expression and hold up her broken hand, which is now sort of healing, and just go,
fuck
"I'm
it, I guess.
adopted."
There you go. A a small mouse child with her magical puppet. Magical puppet, more like magical doll. Hello.
Howdy there.
So that's you.
The voice retches out. Yes. Could you break me out of there? I would love to move again.
Oh, we get to start breaking glass. Come on.
Hey, yo, guys, you know
Get
what
the
time it
pickaxe.
is? Put my
Nikolai,
hands
get
together
the
and start
pickaxe.
shouting,
We're mining
"Amen."
today,
No,
boys.
chill. Not like that.
It just starts charging a Kamehameha.
Got you guys.
So.
Don't worry, Drake. I'll break the crystal. Divine Smite.
You're gonna kill the woman inside.
So, I
No,
got it.
no.
Let's
Let
do
me
it,
just
man.
use my giant frost potion real quick.
Oh, Jesus.
I like how we're using all of our overpowered abilities we've been hoarding on a single crystal, not even a boss.
I just want to break it like an adult.
I mean,
Can I just roll for punch
how many
it to break the
pickaxes
crystal?
does he hit? So I'll just get pickaxes.
Nikolai just has one pickaxe.
Yeah.
I
However,
don't need a pickaxe, I can punch.
I will say this, Slime Shady. Since you got a nat 20 on your Arcana, you believe that the other crystalline features of this room are helping keep this one under lock.
Right. So instead of breaking this one, how about we
That's
break
what
the
my
other four?
perception was.
That's a good
Yo, wait,
idea.
so you're telling me
Yeah.
I can aim a key wave at a crystal and not face the consequences?
Exactly.
Well, I guess there is a god. Holds up my hand, prepping a spirit bomb.
I'm going to use
Oh
a
my
harmonic.
God.
I want to use the strings on my Daiko,
Why
and I
don't you
want to
just
use
use
the
key
frequency to
blasts? We
break it.
might need that later.
More
Oh, yeah, that's
over
true. I
to
forgot about
break
that.
this one.
Alright, for those who are trying to hit it,
I thought we were supposed to break all the ones around it. I'm confused.
that's what I'm saying. For those who are breaking the smaller ones, roll me an attack. Xander, what are you doing to yours?
Oof.
Would it be possible to try and take it?
Like,
I think
okay,
this is
guess
massive.
These are
Oh yeah, that's
very
right.
big.
This isn't that big. I was about to just roll an unarmored attack.
You're just about to punch it.
Ura.
Oh.
I'll say that Nikolai will come and help you. He will use his pickaxe.
As long as we're pocketing some of it.
Yeah. Okay, so let's see here. Slimy boy, Drakey boy.
Yeah,
I
look,
missed
I hit
Misty
me.
Step Sword. Jesus.
You're able to, like, you start to hit it with your twain sword, but you miss completely somehow, getting it caught between the chains. But you make up for it for getting a clear shot with your fire sword.
What the
As
hell?
Drake comes in with his Misty Step sword and his great sword, breaking the rest of it. With the slice that you had done, he doubles down with both of his.
I just pulled a Kirito.
Cracking it, breaking it apart.
Slices it in half.
That crystal has been successfully destroyed into bits. Darla, hit it, punch it.
Oh, I hit it.
Off it.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, he got an 11.
Oh, you surprisingly, you hit it with your hammer, and your hammer bounces back off of it.
Oh. I'm gonna bonk it again.
Oh,
Bonk it again. Alright, this time, you get a firmer grip on your hammer, and you just as Slime Shady comes up.
Oh my gosh.
just watches it
Xander,
shatter to pieces.
Nikolai, try to help you here. The poor boy, he has no pluses because
We gotta get him.
pickaxe and hits.
We gotta get him some beefed up muscles then. Shit.
He hits the crystal and it just kind of nothing happens.
You gotta whack it 3 times. That's how you get the crystal. The first 2 times never work. It's always the third.
Nikolai looks up at you, Xander. He's like, do you want to give it a try?
Yeah, I'll try.
Okay, these guys are
Great.
probably gonna need some help.
Yo, Xander, roll me a strength check with disadvantage. Doing it.
Ray's gonna follow Slime Shady and try to assist.
Like, yeah.
Alright, so Xander, you hit it, and, you know, it cracked a little bit, but, you know, not a lot.
Yeah, go again.
Bad. That was Ray, by the way.
Octazooka? Like the
She's using
Pokemon move?
She's using the Octazooka?
That was Ray.
Yakuza.
Yes.
It's out.
You guys watch as Ray holds up a hand, and before your eyes, a small octopus shoots forth of the crystal,
Damn.
spraying ink all over.
Oof. Based. Boxco pill.
It just
Alright.
slides down.
Let's try this again.
Yo, I got you this time.
You guys watch as Slime Shady comes up after seeing this octopus flopping down, and you and Nikolai failing. He takes his sword and just breaks it as pieces begin to fall into the abyss. Xander, are you gonna try to catch one?
It hurts my heart that I have to jump in.
You don't have to jump in. You just go across.
Wait. Ray will use Mage Hand to grab one of the crystals that are falling.
Are there any bigger pieces that would have fallen directly onto where it was?
Your mama.
No, she would be at the bottom. She would have fallen all the way down.
Would have been a thud. Did the earth shake? No, she didn't hit the ground yet.
She just bounced. She bounced off the
She's
side.
at terminal velocity, but can't go down.
Based.
I'll say, Slimy Boy, you do find a very decent, like, fist-sized crystal as it falls down, and, Ray also catches, a few smaller pieces, say about, 4 or 5 small pieces, just little shards.
She's gonna offer one to Xander and then like hold the others close to her.
Yo, can I roll to catch whatever biggest one there is?
You're gonna fall in, Eli.
Sure, give me a dex check.
Dex?
Yeah, just roll me a dex.
Did that require a perception check for him to see which one's the
16
biggest?
twice.
Oh, I still had it on disadvantage. Well, it doesn't matter. It's still 16 either way.
You reach out and you grab one, but it's not the biggest one, and it's a long piece, like a long. It almost looks like a staff, kind of. But as you raise it up, it just crumbles and crumbles and crumbles, and you just have just a small, kind of oval-shaped version in your hand.
Small piece and a bunch of crystal powder.
Yeah. Still got one. It's just not as big as you would like it to be.
Ray will once again hold her hand out, offering Xander one of her crystals.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Alright. You guys have. Let's see. Butters, you have a fist-sized ether crystal.
Ether crystal.
Xander, you have 2 shards, and Ray has 4 shards. Alright,
I love how when we came into this room, everybody's first thought was, can we break this stuff?
Listen, I want
Let's
the
break
cash
the
so
big
we can
crystal.
survive.
It'll genius
Yeah,
move.
Naya's going to attempt to try to break the big crystal, too.
Do I get
We have
anything
one more
from
small one though.
When is it my turn to break my crystal, bros?
I'm working on it.
I'm just kidding. I don't actually give that much of a shit. But I wanted to science this bitch to break it.
Runihara looks with you onto the crystal. So, do you want me to, smashy?
No, listen, okay, hear me out of this. So I'm gonna wrap this thing, and I need to measure its size, and then from there I can use the frequency when I strum a chord, and that vibration of that frequency.
Can
Just smash it.
Ray,
Quickly.
while listening to this, can Ray just attempt to do the same, but on instant?
Unplugged, but I'm back. The frequency will strike the right chord with enough hertz that it'll actually shatter completely against itself.
As you say this, Runihara looks back at you and she's like, I've already hit it with my scythe, as the scythe is just kind of wedged into the crystal.
Runihara, I respect this decision, but actually we can use that as part of the vibration frequency. I'd have to calculate that in.
So, like,
So I just have to one string, dig it into the other side with a knife, and then from there I just have to hit the pulse wave, and then it should shatter.
By the time you've come up with your plan, everybody's already hit it and destroyed it.
Ray got a 20 because that 15 had a +5.
And Ozai, I guess he will use his mage hand to float the bag of holding by and scoop up as much as he can.
It's gonna be hard to explain to the people inside the bag.
Well, they shouldn't be sitting right at the door, are they?
But I do it again. Try to catch the biggest
crystals
piece.
inside the middle.
Jake just watching this chaos unfold.
I would like to
The
grab up
shards
some
are
shards
useful, though.
from where I'm at.
I feel like these shards are gonna actually be worthless, guys. And that's gonna be the best part about this, and that's why he's letting us do it.
Listen, I got a big piece of
They're gonna
crystal
become
on top.
literally just rocks after this. Like they're gonna lose all color. We're just gonna have rocks.
Ray goes to grab more with the mage hand.
But I don't have a big rock I can throw at any point.
Hang on, guys. Dalton, what were you
I would like to scoop up some rocks from the spot where I'm at.
Unfortunately, they have fallen into the abyss, buddy.
Not cool.
Just float down and grab them. It's not like that's like the fucking void from Minecraft. You can reach down.
Darla, make an investigation check to see if there's any on the sides, but
Probably not.
that's why they're all hoarded around the crystals like they are.
As they're being,
Catch them.
as they're being broken.
Yeah, that definitely says it for me.
You completely. Hey, listen. You look upon, see if there's any left, and you're like, man, you know, I kind of wanted a piece, but also I'm kind of powerful. I'm strong. I destroyed that thing. These things are weak little shiny rocks. That's all they are.
Oh, great. Now I'm a noble. I see no value in this.
Oh my god.
I mean, I am a noble dragon trader.
Ray gets about two more small shards. I'll say that you're able to get a few, like maybe 5 or 6 shards with the bag of holding. Xander, you're able to grab. You go to grab a real big one that you see, and it just palms your hand like a high five, just go, and just keeps going. You look confused, and you're like, oh, is my finger still there? And you're like, okay, all of them are still there.
I want to grab one as well.
Okay. You grab another decently sized one. As y'all look back, the crystal begins to vibrate. Naya.
Oh, yo, the crystal's hitting the gritty.
Shut up.
It glows a bright blue as it begins to shake. And then it explodes, the whole party dies.
Hell yeah.
Haha, but this is where I get to survive.
You're like, all your bones are shattered into pieces. You cannot come back to life.
Hell yeah, 5 magic
You're sent
shards.
into the void. You appear in Brazil.
Oh no.
Everybody dies. Oh my god. That'd be really fun. shard begins to glow, and it shatters like, and then just the crystals around begin to kind of float up as the small doll figure. You guys don't.
Oh, can I jump
anymore.
to go grab the biggest?
They
You
are
gotta jump.
dissolving into nothing. You are grabbing nothing.
Damn it. I knew we'd be punked out of this goal.
Why do you do this?
Who?
God damn it!
Who?
What?
Gotcha.
Mom just scared him.
What?
My mother just scared the living shit out of me.
Oh.
And now you know why the door will be locked next time I'm doing D&D.
You want an ice cream?
No, not right now.
Oh.
I want an ice cream. Can I have?
You want plenty of ice cream?
Yeah, Noah said he would take one.
Go get it. He's more welcome to come over.
You heard her, Noah. Come over.
Hell yeah. On my way.
I'll be by in about a week.
I see you there.
I'll be by in about
I
a
might
week
get
to pick
some.
up the ice cream.
Oh god.
Do what?
Jesus.
Yeah.
Give me a heart attack. Anywho, you see that the small
Any what?
doll is now just a doll, and you see the masquerade begin to move, because that is what this race is called.
Yo, free doll.
She begins to move, stretch. You realize this was not a child to begin with. Or at least you would hope not.
Woman.
Woman.
Moth woman.
She strikes a pose.
Dang, isn't that fucking JoJo shit? Let's go.
Yo, she happy to be out of the
Wait, is she a moth or oh my god, it's fucking Ronnie. Fully.
That the masquerade race is essentially a Ronnie race, yes.
Based. That's very based. I'm very on board with this. This is absolutely unbelievably based.
Yes. Thank you. I feel like I just had the shit scared out of me.
Ah.
I'm so angry. 28 years, damn it. Still doesn't.
Drake's gonna look up and with a sarcastic tone just be like, "How was your knob? How was your knob?"
Well, if it was a nap, I think that it's overdue that it was just a nightmare. Anyway, thank you.
Hello
have
there,
nothing to
pretty
consider.
lady. What's your name?
Ah, you wish to know my name?
Preferably.
I suppose I haven't formally introduced myself. I am Azura Maya Moonbeam. Ironically, this is what I've named my Final Fantasy character after too, so that's kind of funny. Because I liked that name so much. Anyway.
Hello there, my name is Alipado Adrian Zatu.
What I miss?
A pleasure, but we have met before. You do realize this, right?
Yeah, but I never gave you my full name. And this is the first time we're seeing each other face to face, so it's like a proper introduction.
Capital. Capital, I suppose.
Oh my god, she says capital, that's adorable.
Oh.
Sally didn't say that, he just thought it really loudly.
Well, if you don't mind, I would like to take a low feedback into that lovely bag you've got. I don't really care for whatever's going on in this place.
Oh, why were you here? Why were you a doll? What happened? Babies, explain, please. What happened to the rat child? What's going on?
She puts an arm on your shoulder. First of all, I can't have babies. I'm sorry. Sorry to disappoint you. Secondly, my whole race was essentially captured and used as batteries down here. I don't think too much about it. Really.
Well, where do we send you off now. You got to get a home somewhere.
She stretches. Oh, first and foremost, I believe I will be taking Lofi, which is the small mouse girl. Yeah, it's Lofi.
Oh.
And I believe I'm going to take her back to the bag. She has been properly watching over my, well, consciousness for the last few months, and it'd be quite rude of me to not repay the favour of watching over her. We can talk more later. This seems, I'm grateful and all, but I really don't want to, look at this place.
Yeah, I don't
Quick
blame you.
question.
Here's the bag.
Do what, Zener?
Quick question: do you need the doll now?
You see Lofi holding on to the doll.
I'll go into thinking pose.
He's doing the Chad thinking pose. But it's with the skeleton face. God, that's horrific. She picks up
Okay.
Loki and she's going to take her to the bag.
One sec.
Amazing. Oh Lord. Alright guys, that was all that's in here. By the way, those crystals are useless. Congratulations, I hate you all.
Let's go decorations.
We just wanted
Put them on
dough.
my coat.
You have them to put on your coat. They don't exist. They turned to nothing, remember?
No.
So what I hear is,
Who's able to get it?
so what I hear is we just got adventure
Wait.
foolery.
So the 5 ones that I have in the bag didn't turn to nothing. Only the ones outside of the bag.
They have fallen into the abyss.
Oh, I thought you said
Only
they
the
all turned.
center
I thought you said they all like evaporated once they were. Or is that just?
The ones in the center here.
Oh, okay. But they still glow pretty, right?
Yeah, they still glow pretty.
That's a dub for me, baby. Selling them for cash.
Guys, you know that
Are there
those
any more
rocks are
fragments to
useless,
get?
right?
No, we're just selling them for money.
You can
Uh,
throw.
Rich
They're
lady.
useless.
Yeah, Naya, as you look around,
People
you
buy
find,
useless things for a
you
lot
find
of money.
a few pretty shards that have been left behind.
Hell yeah.
Maybe about 30 of them.
Cop those.
Yeah. Alright. So, I don't know about you guys, but
Excuse me, jeez.
this is a weird day. Like, we just keep finding people. Whistles to himself. Not talking about my bag, not talking about my bag, not talking about my bag.
Oh,
You did a
Nikolai.
good job about your bag.
Just so you know, bro, Mom did try to get me too. It didn't work though. I was prepared.
I see her.
I'm gonna see you here in a minute.
It's easy to scare me.
I'm gonna show up at your house for ice cream.
What I don't understand is how do you get scared when you have your computer that's like right down by the door? Your depth perception or your peripheral vision must be complete shit.
I don't know, dude. If we were to get robbed right now and somebody was to sneak up on me, I'd be dead. Oh, it's shit everywhere. Anyway, that's pretty much all that was in this room, other than it being kind of a darker room now. Y'all have successfully taken out a power supply, though, so congratulations. Who knows what effects that might have?
Oh dear.
Hey, it could be bad, that could be good, you don't know. Would you like to keep moving forward, party?
Might as well.
Yes.
Yes. We're having a vibe. Capital Bean.
I love that you got excited over saying capital.
It was adorable. That was cute. Fuck.
No, that's fair.
I wish more women said capital like that. That'd be awesome.
She's more of a, like, kind of uppity English type lady, so. Anyway. So, you guys make it into this room here. Sorry in advance.
Why?
Y'all, after making several turns, continuing forward, y'all have made y'all's way into this room
This room is mad fucked up, guys.
Yo, the floor is glowing green.
Bro, is that the void?
Oh, boy.
No, it's a lich slayer.
Oh dear lord. Yeah, as you, I wouldn't move too much, please. He
Oh, okay,
says...
my bad.
Bro, this is the room where they invented the compass.
This is where they invented the compass. How did you... Naya knew! Oh, she knows the secret! She knows about the compass gods! Oh, oh yeah, baby! This is what I'm talking about. That's what I like to see. Oh dear lord! Oh, Darla's going crazy! Darla dies.
Oh fuck, Darla's getting flung around like a
falls into
ragdoll.
one of the.
She's popping the gritty.
Got put in the sacrifice circle. He's going to become a compass.
Alright, guys.
Oh my god, Darla's a compass now. No.
Darla's a compass? Oh, yeah.
He got turned into a compass.
Oh,
Should I ever say
I'm compass, Darla.
You are kidding me. Are you kidding me? It's not here. I am angry.
Oh?
How do I not have it? I'm going to bust a nut.
Now, why do you say that like the fucking number 15? I'm gonna bust a
Number
nut.
15.
Bust a nut.
Burger bing, but bettas. But best bing boo bot bin burger bing burger biz bum buddies but bungus.
Alright. So.
I'll give you.
This is so sad. I thought I had it. I thought I had it. I'm so angry. It's
What happened?
not there. I'm missing something that should be here, and it's not here. Anyway.
Not me over here using a lighter like a tech deck. Anyway.
I don't know where it is, but this is essentially where I was going to end tonight's session. But yeah, this, I don't have it, so I can't introduce it. Damn it. Where is it?
We're in an empty room. There goes the session.
Number 15. This room is empty, and the D&D session is now going to end because of it. Because the DM was not prepared.
That's okay, because you did a lot of work, and this was a really thrilling and in-depth session.
Down.
Uh,
Number 16.
I love everything you've created in this story, and I'm really passionate about it. And if you don't believe that, I'll have to come to your house and kiss you.
Bro, the dick
Why,
riding is
bro?
real.
Alright,
You don't let
Okay.
homies self-deprecate. I'll kiss you on the mouth too. Fight me right now, bitch.
It was me the whole time. It was Nick. You guys, you fools, you absolute buffoons.
Zally shoots immediately. His response is gunfire.
I shoot him.
Ah, shit, it's Nick. Get it.
Nick,
Where is
Nick
it?
appears. Find out what happens next time in y'all's D&D campaign. Will the DM have everything?
Oh, the 24 shoot.
You think you can kill a guy?
No, but I'll keep shooting. I'm not here to win. I'm here to send a message, bitch.
Find out what happens next time.
I throw the rock.
D&D.
Oh, the rock.
Find out what happens next time on Gag on Ball Z.
Yep.
I know for a fact you know.
Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed the session. We got through a lot of stuff, so that's
Rick.
good.
This was a poggers moment, dude.
Y'all are close to completing this dungeon, so that's a thing. That also means y'all are close to leveling, Winky Face. So
Oh shit.
that's
Great.
Finally, I'm gonna get another key point, but wait, that's 2 levels away.
I hope not. That's next level.
Or what now?
Yeah, that's the end of tonight's session, and I will have it prepared next time, and you guys will hopefully be excited. So yeah.